Good evening and welcome along to Power TV Australia for the coverage of Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL Round 1 for 2019. The game that we're going to feature today is the one between the Livewired Lightning and the Aidacare Aztecs. Two other games being played as well, with the George Banks Umbrellas playing the Valley Raptors and the Livewired Lions taking on the Hip Pocket Rockets. And you'll be able to see the replay of these matches on Tuesday nights here on Power TV Australia. So sit back and enjoy the cricket.
We are just about to get underway with the DDBBL match between the Aztecs and the Lightning. Just a reminder, the earlier game, George Banks Umbrellas 7 for 128 after their 20 overs. In reply, the Valley Raptors 4 for 129, winning that game by 6 wickets. Interesting concept, this, the whole concept.
Yeah, look, it's a breath of fresh air to Toowoomba cricket, I think, Jeff. Lovely concept and very exciting that's now being brought into fruition.
Does this replace the 2020 competition for the TCI, or is that still going ahead, do you know?
Look, I'm not sure. I would hope not. I hope that this would springboard into the T20 comp for the TCI as well as the other one-day competitions.
So have you got a favourite team?
Are we allowed to be biased?
I don't like to take favourites. But I do note that the Lightning feature Hamal Shah, who is a ex-teammate of mine at Uni Cricket.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's interesting because Troy Gursky is one of the semi-pros on Power FM, so I'm kind of aligned there myself.
You're leaning towards the Aztecs. Okay, well, that's good. We'll have a foot in both camps.
Particularly with Steve Glover being in charge of the social side of things, yes.
That's no surprise.
No, not at all. In fact, there was a rumour he was going to put himself up to be drafted, but he didn't do it.
Probably
have to train.
Probably fearful of injury, I'd say.
Yeah. Oh well, we're just about to get underway with this match now. Who won the toss?
The Aztecs won the toss and decided to bowl.
Okay, so Livewire at the crease. We don't know who the batsmen are yet.
No, I don't know the batsman, but I know that Robbie Joseph is opening the bowling for the Aztecs. And I should say that I've also played with Robbie at Uni Cricket too.
Okay. You should have a uni cricket team that plays in this competition.
Yeah, well, perhaps one of the businesses aligned with Uni Cricket could buy a team in the next instalment, DDBBL 02.
All right, we're just about to get underway.
I'll start there.
Is it number 5? Is that, or is it 6? I can't see from here. 5. There's no run off the first ball, which is good for someone. There's no number 5.
That'd be Anthony Wilson facing.
Oh, okay.
It's Jack Potter at the other end.
All right, just about to get underway with the second ball of the innings. And it's played down the leg side, and they'll get a single. They're off the mark.
Unconvincing there. Anyway, good to get off the mark, I'm sure, for Ant Wilson there. Ant being from down in the valley, from Gatton.
Of course, they're all excited having won their first game of the season earlier on today.
Quite
6
convincingly.
wickets. Yeah, absolutely.
2 overs to spare. They chased down about 130 odd. Good batting display.
And of course, we'll be broadcasting the semi-final and the final coming up at Heritage Oval toward the end of October. So the next ball's bowled. It's played out through behind point there.
Watchfully played. So that's Jack Potter off the mark.
This is a new concept for us. We usually do the football, which has got action all the time sort of thing. No run off that ball.
Yes, cricket's a bit more nuanced.
Okay.
Not that I have anything against rugby league. In fact, very much looking forward to this afternoon's game, featuring the Mighty Matters.
Okay, you're a Parramatta supporter.
Yeah,
That's right.
don't hold that against
No,
him.
no, not at all. Not at all. They're an ARL team. Being an old Balmain boy myself. Another single taken. Oh, cheeky one there.
Yeah, well run. Nice placement. Very watchful here against the former English A quick. Robbie, when he gets going, can get it up around 145.
Really?
Not sure he's quite here at the moment, but only early days.
Coming up for the fourth ball of the innings. No run that time. Oh, it's actually the last ball of the over. So at the end of the first over.
None for 3, I believe.
None for 3.
Crazy Kevin on the radio.
powerfmradio.com.au. Looking for exposure for your business or event? Take your business, community event, training seminar, sports fixture, function, concert or exhibition to the world with Power TV Australia and Power FM's unique live outside simulcasts. We can turn your next local event into a worldwide sensation with stunning live pictures, interviews, graphics and live action replays for a fraction of the usual cost. From a festival or sports fixtures to a corporate or charity event, Power TV Australia and Power FM can take your message live to our local and national viewers and listeners. Invite the world to your party by contacting Barry today on 0431 390 920 or email programming@powertvaustralia.com for a quote.
Matthew Guest is the bowler. Just getting his field set.
Looks like it's going to be spin.
There was a bit of spin in the first game as well. And you were saying it, Steve Glover said it was biting.
Yeah, a bit of a turn, according to Steve. Oh, that was in the zone for Anthony Wilson. Bowler lucky to get away with that. I suspect the outfield is going to be pretty quick after the dry weather we've been having.
What about the pitch? You went out and had a look at the pitch. What was that in your opinion? How was that?
Look at plenty of grass. And I think it was a bit damp this morning. You can see where it was a bit wet and then dried out. And now it's just a bit crusty on top. So I'm not surprised to hear that it turned a bit this morning.
So no runs off this over so far. Down
Miss
Missfield.
Field, and that'll
go for 4.
4 runs. That was where I think he wanted the first cut shot he played to go.
Yeah. Oh, well, that was a practice one. So it takes the score to 7 at the moment. For the loss of nobody. Oh, good shot.
Yep, that's another one.
That's 4 more. So the score
Back-to-back boundaries.
quickly goes up to 11. Been watching the cricket in England, and I fall asleep from time to time. I wake up and I still can't get my head around the way they score. I sort of woke up, and I know we have batting collapses, but 120 for 4 it's scary when you first wake up, I can tell you.
I think Australia might be one of the few places in world cricket that scores the way it does.
Yeah, I think
the
we
wickets
are.
first.
Yeah.
Maybe us in New Zealand.
No, New Zealand don't either.
No,
they
it might
do
be
it the other ones.
then.
Yeah. Although I'm not sure how Holland do it. Looks like another boundary.
He's liking this bowling,
Yeah.
Anthony Wilson. Picking it up very early and timing it sweet. Not overhitting it either. Just clearing the infield. And that is 3 boundaries on the trot.
So that's 15 without loss. I have to take my shoes off now to keep up with the score. All right. This poor guy's got 2 more balls to go, has he? Oh, he's been gone again.
Uppishly played, but through the gap for a couple. I believe Anthony's been plying his trade in the Brisbane Premier Grade, first grade competition for the Ipswich Hornets for several years now. So he'll be one of the ones that the Lightning will be wanting to get some runs. And it'll be a big scalp if they can get him reasonably early for the Aztecs.
Yeah, well, they certainly won't want a repeat of that over, will they?
No, he seemed to like that spin. They might have to go back to pace.
So the field's pretty well spread, although there are still 2 slips. Is it? Oh, 1. Yeah, 2. That's right. The keeper's got the gloves, hasn't he?
Ooh,
That was a quick single taken.
that was well run.
Yeah.
Nice call through there from Anthony Wilson, experienced play.
So it takes the score on to no wicket for 16. Now, tell us a bit about your background with cricket here in Toowoomba.
Yes, I was, as I said before, played with the university club since I left school. That was in the 05-06 season when I was lucky enough to win a B grade comp my first year. And then the majority of the time I've played A grade.
So are you still playing?
No, the last few seasons, life's other priorities got in the way, unfortunately, and work and family. But I did play at least one game last year to keep my finger in the pie.
So is this concept something that you'd look at in the future?
To play?
Yeah.
T20 is probably not my strong suit. My batting scoring has been described as corpse-like.
Is that right? So what is your forte then?
Troy had 2 slips in, took one out, and that's where that ball's gone. Good fielding on the boundary to keep it to 2 rather than 4. Look, I was able to wear down the bowling whenever I got runs.
Okay, fair enough.
Usually bat it there for a few hours and wait for the ball to get old, the fielders to get tired, and the bowlers to get even tighter.
So where did you open? Did you come in down the order?
Ooh, well bowled. Opened a lot, and in the last sort of few years where I was playing full time, number 3.
Okay. Maybe the Australian cricket team should come and talk to you because they certainly need some top order resistance.
They're struggling at the top, aren't they, to find someone?
Well, they're struggling outside of Smith and Labuschagne, aren't they, really?
Well, that's true. I thought Head's non-selection was surprising.
Yeah, well, I would have thought Wade would have gone, even though he scored a century earlier. I would have thought Wade would have been the one to go if you had to.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would have been dropping too many after a winning Test match.
No, well, they've got to manage them, haven't they, these days?
Yes, but they dropped Uzi, who
could have quite easily opened, and he's more successful as an opener too.
Yeah, and I understand rotating the bowlers in a 5-test series where some of the backups between tests, very short period. But as for rotating batters who are scoring runs, yeah, I question that decision.
Yeah, well, Usman was just a bit lazy. He wasn't really outclassed, like he wasn't Broad's bunny like Warner's become, although he did survive an over from Broad the other night.
There's been a change of bowling. That looks like Dan Anderson from the Railways Club here in Toowoomba.
Oh. 4 more to the tally. Yep.
Oh, has he cut it off? He's
he
cut
has
it off
cut
out
it off
there
too.
at deep mid-wicket.
So saved a run.
Good fielding. Only 2, actually.
So is that the Taylor Street end? Is that how you describe it?
You could describe it as Taylor Street
The other
end
one
and
is
the Bridge Street
the Bridge Street end. Might as well get
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
quite professional with what we're doing.
It's a nervous start there from Dan. Or loose anyway.
All right, he's ready to go now. Moves in. No run off that.
Much better length. Wilson looking comfortable at the crease here.
They both are, really. Where's Troy gone?
Troy still at slip,
Oh, he is too.
doing his captain's duty. A lot less running there at slip.
Yeah, well. Anderson moves in again. This time more runs down the onside to the left-hander.
Yeah, only the single. They've got a man back for that, so the Aztecs won't be too unhappy with that.
It's a wonderful day for cricket, isn't it? Cloudless. There's a lot of people here.
Not too hot, not too cold.
And of course there are there is another game happening as well on the number 6 oval. No wicket for 24 at the moment.
Thank you. Dot ball.
Another one. Got to bring back the spinner.
if you're a Lightning fan.
Next year we might have mascots like they do at the Big Bash. That'll be good. Theme
Ooh.
songs.
Potsy's had a big go at that. I'd like to see the umbrella mascot.
That would be Mary Poppins, wouldn't it? Oh, sorry, Phil.
Spoonful of sugar.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it helps with the medicine this morning they copped.
I see a couple of the Valley Raptors batsmen really got going.
Mm.
A couple of very healthy strike rates amongst a couple of them.
They were on course to do it a lot quicker than they ended up doing it at one stage as well.
Ooh, that was a good length. Good finish there for Anderson.
Looking for a photographer? One that creates a unique experience tailored just for you? For a personal, relaxed and passionate photographer that captures those magical moments, contact the professionals at Big Shot Photography. Their enthusiastic, fresh and creative approach produces unique photos that capture all the precious moments that you will treasure for a lifetime. Servicing the Toowoomba region, Elijah and the team specialise in wedding photography, covering all your sporting events, big or small, capturing your school formals, family portraits, even your business marketing. Providing a professional, exceptional and personal photography experience is what they pride themselves on. So give Big Shot Photography a call on 0427 585 327 to discuss all your photography needs. That's 0427 585 327.
I just got scores through from the other game at the moment. Lions batting 1 for 19 against the Rockets, and we'll keep you up to date with that game as well. And here it's no wicket for 23, is that right? 24. New bowler.
Oh, Kane Bradford starts very well, straight through Wilson. Kane from Northern Brothers Diggers here in Toowoomba.
Did you go to the nomination night where the draft?
No, but I heard it was
fantastic
a
night.
big night.
Yeah, really was. We had a lot of people listening and viewing it through Power TV and on Power FM stream as well. It's amazing how everywhere you go, people know about it.
Oh, I think he likes it there.
Yeah, that should go for.
That is another 4 to Wilson.
28 now without loss.
After 4.2.
We're here for Robertson Scannell Accountants here on Power FM. As I mentioned, we will be broadcasting the semi-final and the final, or the grand final as well, toward the end of October, that last week of October. So we play a few rounds and then we take a break for the long weekend and then the second half of the competition.
I think they finish the 22nd of October and the 27th.
Yeah.
Semi-final and final.
Another run to the scoreboard. Have to get one of those machines. As I was saying, it's a beautiful day for cricket, not a cloud in the sky. The ground looks nice and fast. And the pitch doesn't seem to be presenting any problems at all.
No, it's a pretty good carry from where we're seeing here side on. Bit in it for the bowls when they dig it in.
No run there.
Well fielded there by the man with the best beard in all the comp.
All right, next ball coming through. No run.
Well bowled, Bradford. This is Diggers versus Diggers here with Jack Potter also playing for Northern Brothers Diggers.
So it's what, mate versus mate, is it?
Yeah, it's a bit,
Bit
state of origin-ish.
Yeah, okay. All right, there's another boundary.
Nobody down at deep third man. Potter goes hard and it pays off. Number 33. The Lightning. They'll be happy with this start. After 5, just over 6 and over.
Yeah, certainly something they can build on, isn't it?
Yep, still all 10 wickets in the tank. Anderson to continue. Wilson seems to be seeing them well, despite the early season.
Nice shot, more runs.
Yeah, he didn't quite time that one. Another full toss. Didn't quite get it away.
So we're looking at a projected score of 132 at this stage, courtesy of our scorers here, Russell. Thank you. Appreciate it. 132. Well, that'll be the highest score so far today, if that came to be.
I think that would be competitive, but I don't think it'd quite be enough.
No. The umpires haven't had much work to do at all, have they?
No. Potter looking to play trademark off the front foot over mid-wicket. Beautiful breeze. Should shoo some of those flying ants away.
It's a lot lighter than it was this morning.
Another dot.
Oh, here's the beginning of the pullback, is it?
I think Potter looking to get away here, but just can't quite go as quick as he'd like. Man back at third man here. I think if Anderson was to pull his length back a little bit, I think Potter would go pretty hard. Chance of flying down to that man at third man.
Oh, just
Ooh.
short of the fieldsman there.
Geez, that has come nowhere near the middle of the bat, that one. Another dot, though. Bit of a...
Isn't it 3 balls? The pressure builds.
Yeah. Something's going to happen one way or the other, I think.
All right, we're getting set for the next ball.
Pick the gap between mid-off and mid-on for one. Takes Potter to 7.
Should have the cops here with a speed gun so we can gauge the speeds of the bowlers.
That would add an extra element to the commentary.
It would. It's only a 60k zone anyhow, so they probably book them. Oh, it's at 50. It's even worse. Okay. All right, next ball. Oh, that's in the air. Safe.
Chipped. A front foot pull there from Wilson. Chipped over the infield.
Oh, I thought they were going to come back for 3 then.
Yeah.
But 2 runs to the tally.
End of the over.
Tyres looking worn? Steering shuddering? Next service due? Then now's the time to get your vehicle to Lead Key Tyres at 46 Clifford Street, Toowoomba. Lead Key Tyres sell and fit tyres for all types of vehicles, including 4x4, trailers and trucks. But do you know they also do full servicing and mechanical repairs? Their Lead Key safety plan is a must to keep your family safe on the road. This includes tyre rotation and balance, wheel alignment, and a complete safety check of your vehicle. Mention this ad or the Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL and receive a 10% discount on any services for the duration of the competition. So why not contact Lead Key Tyres now on 4632-8106 or call into 46 Clifford Street, Toowoomba, or just Google Lead Key Tyres.
All right, we're back in the current score.
None for 37 after 6.
None for 37 after 6. Okay.
Bradford to continue. Jack Potter on strike. Mate against mate.
The origin continues.
Oh, there's a man out there. Just falls safe. And just a single.
It's amazing since 2020 cricket came into being how it's embraced a whole new lot of people to come and watch it or even to play it. And it's even got down to those special, like once upon a time, okay, you played Test cricket and you played one day, and sometimes you play both, but sometimes you play individually, like each sport individually. Other times you play both. But now they've got specialists around the world. You can make a living just playing 20 leagues around the world.
Ooh, Wilson goes hard outside the off stump. Oh, well fielded. He's stopped that. It's excellent fielding. Great commitment down there at deep third man. Saves a run. He's pulled up a bit sore after that, though.
Oh, he'll be all right. They're all fit young people, aren't they?
Most of them. Thank you.
So no run there.
Dot, second ball over.
This is Daniel Anderson still bowling.
No, this is Bradford.
Bradford, that was my next guess.
Bradford's third over, I believe.
$31 off 49. Was it? Oh, 41 off 39. You can add another run at least to that, maybe two.
I think that'll be a
they're
couple.
Coming back.
Good running. Is there going to be a run there or leg buys according to umpire Howard?
Oh, well, the umpires are in the game now, except for calling over. There's more runs. Oh, it's gone for 4.
It's making this look easy, Wilson. Or was that Jack? Apologies to Jack. Be his first boundary, I would think.
Yeah, Troy would be starting.
Second boundary. Yeah, Troy would be looking for a breakthrough for sure.
Absolutely. How are you, Luke?
Harrison.
There's a chair there somewhere. Oh, we got one over there. How's your interviewing skills? No wicket for 47 off 7 is the current score. Live here on Power FM for Robertson Scannell Accountants. And we've got a guest that's come to join us. I'll just turn your mic on. There you go. Oh, you better turn your mic on as well. Should push up. Is it on? Yep, okay. So, Luke, that's you?
Yes.
Yes.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you. Thanks for
all right.
having me.
Now, you're in Toowoomba at the moment for
For the Bulls Masters, sponsor of the competition, and very happy to be a part of it. It's a great concept.
And where have you been this week? What have you actually been doing with the Masters?
Since we've been up in Toowoomba, we've done a couple of school clinics. We did a clinic down here with about 20 or 30 kids this morning.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, just giving them a few hints and tips so they can become future Bulls. And now just where one of us is partnered up with each team as an assistant coach. So my team is batting at the moment, the Livewires.
You've done well then.
Yeah.
Are you the batting coach?
Not the batting coach, but we've got plenty of wickets in hand, so I think the boys can take a few more risks at the moment. Oh, drop catch.
Well, it's the first chance, isn't it?
Tough chance
Yeah.
to Brian May's left there, diving to his left. He's got a very safe pair of hands, so he'll be upset with that.
The Bush Bradman.
He is indeed.
So, Luke, how did the Bulls concept come around, the Bulls Masters concept?
It was basically a brainchild of Jimmy Marr, Ian Healy and Alan Border to reinvigorate cricket in regional areas as well as raise money for charities.
That's well saved. That's saved the boundary there.
Well fielded by Bradford.
So it's like the concept of the Origin greats, I suppose.
Yes,
is it?
yeah, like the former Origin greats. The schedule as it is now with domestic cricket, it makes it really tough for the current players to get out to those regional areas and have contact with the kids and promote the game. So the Bulls Masters have taken it on, and it's
So you guys will be here every week for every round of the DDBBL?
I'm not sure if we're here for every round, but I think we might be here for the last round.
Okay.
The
one at Highfields, I think Alan Border was looking at being involved.
Oh.
Well, that's just a rumour I heard.
Well, it'd be great to have God down there.
Oh, dear. Okay.
So you haven't ever heard Captain Grumpy.
Yes. Yeah, I've heard that one, but God, no.
I like God.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's interesting. So do you play as well with the Masters? Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, nice shot.
So, not all the time, but there's when we go out to events, we get a team together and we play games against. Earlier this year, we were in Emerald, so we played basically the best of Emerald in a game up there, just as a charity and a fundraiser. And
What about the Bulls Masters taking on the winners of the DDBBL in a charity match? Hey, how good would that be?
Well, I guess it would be good, but we're masters for a reason. We're not current players.
You're only just retired though, Luke. Is that right?
I recently retired.
Oh, he got a piece of that.
It's a sixer.
Oh, just short.
That's 4.
No, different call. No, we're sticking with 4.
Why don't give him 5? Split the difference.
4, then a 6, then a 4 called.
So tell us a bit about your background then in first class cricket.
Oh, well, on my journey to first class cricket, I actually played cricket in Townsville and I played a lot of country cricket. So a couple of my teammates are playing out there today, and Brian May and Nathan Staines and Troy Gursky. So I played 3 country tours for Queensland Country, and then from that, I was asked by Queensland Cricket to move down to Brisbane and have a crack. And that was 10 years ago.
So because we don't get as much coverage of the Shield as we used to, particularly when I was growing up. The ABC used to show the last session on TV, depending on what state you were in.
Well, the last 4 seasons now, I think Cricket Australia have done what we're doing today, a bit of live streaming. So each Shield game streamed live, so you can watch from wherever you are.
Michael Connolly into the tack now for the Aztecs. Still no wicket. Wilson on strike. More left arm spin. He took a liking to that first time he faced it.
Oh, change of ends, you never know.
Yeah, different bowler. More circumspect this time, Wilson. Luke, what was the fastest speed you ever clocked at bowling?
Fastest speed, I think it was in a T20 match. Actually bowled linear when I was playing for the Sydney Sixers. It was in the mid 140s.
Have you ever had a cause to watch Robbie Joseph is playing for the Aztecs bowl back over in England?
No, I've never had the pleasure of playing in England myself. I've played in New Zealand in a comp over there, and I went for a tour to India with the cricket academy. But yeah, my international experience isn't quite there actually. I just played a lot of the first class cricket here in Australia.
Scores no wicket for 60 at the moment. Another boundary there.
Wilson dissected the field beautifully there with that shot. Two men on the boundary, and he parted them beautifully.
With the Sydney Sixers, is there a true rivalry between the Sixers and the other Sydney side, the Thunder?
Oh, I think they do. They like to build it up. A little bit of eastern suburbs versus the western suburbs there in Sydney, and like they do in Melbourne. I think it's both sides of the Yarra down there, which is a good concept for the fans and just adds another interest level to the games.
Yeah, well, it's good to see. I went to a match between the Heat and Perth Scorchers, and I was just amazed at the atmosphere and the age group. It was massive, from really young to elderly, and lots of females as well.
Yeah, it's great atmosphere at the T20 games, and it's no mistake that it is, because it's the whole marketing team from Cricket Australia have basically geared that competition to reinvigorate cricket to the 5 to 15-year-old market. So kids are playing cricket again. So it's no longer dad's game that they're watching. They're just interested themselves.
Do you think it's a good thing they pulled back the number of matches for this coming season? They sort of overdid it last year, I thought.
Yeah, it seemed to go on for a while, didn't it? And then it kind of moved out of the school holiday period as well when finals were on. So it's great when the finals are on, and all the kids can come along to the matches when it's not on a school night. So I think Cricket Australia have got that feedback and made a few changes for the better.
Looks like is that Matthew Guest coming on the bowl? More spin. This time might be right arm by the look of it. Anthony Wilson, 45 off 34 balls. He scored a couple of back-to-back boundaries in the last over.
88 FM or online at powerfmradio.com.au. No wicket for 64 at the moment.
And Anthony's got 45 of them. We should be trying to get him on strike a bit more, I think.
Yeah,
Livewire.
I thought the same thing, Luke. I think not really Jack's game, though, Jack Potter. He does like to go big himself rather than just turn the strike over. But I think that's what's required here. Anthony's seeing them nicely, picking up length and very quickly.
Yeah, Power FM live stream. Actually, yeah, that should be right. No, sorry, not that one. The other one. It should be special events. That's the one.
Well, I think Anthony's got the responsibility now. He has to bat through the innings, and the blokes at the other end can take all the risks.
Just listen.
Yeah, we're into the 10th over here.
The match will be replayed on Tuesday.
I certainly can't disagree with you. It'd be nice to get his 50, though, I think.
So how did you get involved with the Sixers?
Commentator's curse.
just as Luke says. Wilson picks out, I think it was the captain, Troy Gursky, at short mid-wicket. Straight to him with a bit of a slog sweep. Didn't get the trajectory he wanted. And caught for a well-made 45. 45.
Yeah, the non-striker put Anthony under a bit of pressure there, that he had to keep lifting the scoring rate, which led to the dismissal. Disappointing for the Livewire.
Lovely start for the Lightning, though. Great platform to just about go 10 overs, half the innings without loss of a wicket. Gives the guys coming in now plenty of scope, and I reckon that's the captain, Chris Glass.
Well, certainly from the Aztecs' point of view, they'd be well and truly think that breakthrough is overdue.
It is Chris Glass. Yes, the Aztecs needed that.
So, yeah, Luke, sorry, how did you get involved with the Sixers?
Oh, they rang me up and asked me to play.
Is that right?
Basically,
Fair enough.
they said we got a spot for you, so I said, yeah, I'd love to play.
So, being a Queenslander, what was it like to play for a New South Wales team? Doesn't matter in that?
No, it's all city based. It's don't have that real passion for like the state competition does. So it's a real. I still think it's a bit taboo when people move states, but yeah, now that it's a Big Bash franchise and it's like the rugby league or AFL players just chopping and changing everywhere.
Because the Thunders struggled a lot. They did win one competition, but the Sixers seem to be always the stronger of the two franchises in Sydney. Would I be right in that?
Well, generally, it's like I guess South versus the Roosters. Roosters seem to have an unbelievable salary cap.
They've got an amazing roster this year.
Yeah, well, anyone that comes off contract, they end up being swallowed up by the Roosters. Yeah, that's crazy. There is a salary cap in the Big Bash too, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Do you know what it is?
No, not off the top of my head.
And there's a limit to the overseas players?
There is a limit, but I'm not sure the limit of how much they get paid because if it's promoting the competition, they could be paid a little bit extra in the third-party deals, like the guys who then play, then commentate, so on and so forth.
Did you ever get mic'd up when you were?
No, well, the bowlers don't generally do because it's a bit of gear you have to wear when you're on the field. So the bowlers don't usually get a chance to be on the mic.
Did you get to
It's
bat
probably
much?
lucky we don't either because we get a bit frustrated out there. We wouldn't want to say the wrong thing on air.
Not when there's up and coming, aspiring children watching.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you get to bat much?
In Shield cricket, I'm absolutely solid number 11. But
McGrath?
my theory was get them before they got me, so I was a bit of a slogger. So I thought a quick fire 20 is much better than me trying to defend and just get out for not much at all.
Would have been nice to get Lenny out.
Well, it was very early back then, so it was before he became the international T20 sensation that he is now. But I like to remind him of it every week.
If not daily. Yeah, Jeff was saying before that guys like Lenny now can just go around and make a very comfortable living just playing in national T20 comps.
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of like tennis. Like you got guys now who are on amazing salaries and can basically afford to have their own team. So they've got their support team around them. So they have their travel with their own physios, travel with their own coach. But they're in and out of the different sides, but they're working on their individual game and then buy into the team plans when they arrive at a new side. So Shane Watson was probably the first one who was travelling with his own physio when he was on the T20
used to get injured
circuit.
every minute, didn't he?
Yeah.
That has gone straight through him and bowled him. So the Aztecs go bang, bang.
They fight back.
And they pick up the key wicket of captain Chris Glass. That's 2 for 72. Halfway through the 11th over. I just hear a wicket to the Rockets.
Someone was excited anyhow.
Ooh.
I'm amazed at the amount of T20 competitions around the world. Bangladesh has got one. I think it's even reinvigorated West Indies cricket to a certain degree as well.
Yeah, the CPL over there being played at the moment. I think Queensland's Ben Lachlan is over there playing in that at the moment.
didn't ours coincided with the Bangladesh? I think it was Bangladesh last year, and that could have restricted probably getting the real top players from overseas. Do you think?
I think the players that are involved in the competition are all world class anyway. So
I would have thought the Australian team would have known more about Jofra Archer than they seemed to when they were facing him when he was on fire there in the first innings. And
different conditions, bowling with a white ball than a red Duke in England on those wickets. So, and he's bowling at good pace too.
Playing a miss. This is it's Connolly, I think.
bowling.
Yeah, I think he's picked up the wicket of Glassy and just tighten the screws here. These two bowlers, Connolly and Guest.
Yeah, the handbrake is firmly on. Livewired need to find a way to keep that scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, I think that would fall, Luke, to the other opener, Jack Potter. He's been one out there for the longest. Suppose the conditions and the bowlers. Got to start as much as you can in a T20 game. I want to hope he bats through.
Yeah, he's got to take some responsibility.
So, Luke, who was your favourite player to bowl to?
Oh, to bowl to.
Who did you enjoy? Not necessarily because you got them out a lot, but you just enjoyed the challenge and there might have been a bit of niggle.
Oh, Matthew Wade. Matthew Wade been a thorn in Queensland side for a number of years when he was playing for Victoria as well as playing for Tasmania. So it was always a pretty good challenge when he came out. He always seemed to lift when he played Queensland.
He's a little bulldog too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a street fighter. loves a battle.
Loves a scrap. What about least favourite batter to bowl to?
Oh, anyone who's incredibly short. So short batsmen are hard to bowl to because you're sorry. Always
danced down the wicket there and had a crack. Didn't quite time it again.
Yeah, your margin for error bowling to short batsmen smaller because the area you need to bowl at the top of off stump because they can turn it into being a short ball very easily, and then you try and change your length, and then you're bowling too full. So I found short guys. There was a guy, Liam Davis, who played for Western Australia. He was a nightmare. I think he was only 3 foot high.
Oh, wow, that's another wicket down. And which Neil was that, Rusty? Sam Neil departs without troubling the scorers.
Well,
it's certainly been a golden spell at the moment for the Aztecs.
Really executed well, the Aztecs. Dot ball pressure.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, yeah.
Just brought the wickets and then, yeah.
Plenty of experience in this Aztecs lineup. Luke mentioned before Brian May and Troy Gursky. And I've mentioned Robbie Joseph played a very high level of cricket in England. Nathan Staines, also a former Queensland country player. A lot of guys there who could fulfil the captain role, and I'm sure Troy's got no shortage of advice out there.
Right, so who's the new batsman? Aidan Watterson.
Aidan, former Northern Brothers Diggers player, now plying his fast bowling trade in Brisbane.
So he's in at number 5, eh?
Yeah, you can give the Willow a big swing. Lovely free-flowing swing of the bat. So I'm not surprised to see him up the order a bit in this format.
The spin is the answer at the moment. Seems to be anyhow.
That's a wide. Yeah, I think Steve Glover was on the money. I mean, we can't see how much turn they're getting from here, but it just may well be the pitch is sort of holding up a bit. Saying that, Guest and Connolly have just bowled pretty good lines and length.
All right, that's the end of the over.
So where to next, Luke? For the Bulls Masters?
The Bulls Masters, I think that I overheard the boys saying that they were going up to Cairns maybe next weekend. I'm not sure what they're doing up there, but I know I'm heading to Bundaberg that first weekend of October for the Country Challenge.
Are you playing in that or mentoring?
No, same type of thing here. I'm assistant coach for the Townsville side, Tropic North.
So how many Bulls Masters are there?
Well, every ex-Queensland first-class player is a Bulls Master. So there'd be a few of us around.
So they all get on board, basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
See who's available. So it's, as much as it's about taking cricket to the regions and raising money for charities, it's also a great chance for the retired players to connect and have little miniature reunions and tours and catch up. So it's fantastic.
So who's the biggest pest out of all of them?
Gavin Fitness.
Is Gavin an ex-keeper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's easily the biggest pest. Nathan Reardon's up there too, actually. We've got a couple of Bulls Masters who live in the state now. So it's Adam Dale, lives in Victoria. And he's been on a couple of tours, so it's been great to catch up with Chippen when he's up.
Yeah, no, Adam was a particularly accurate bowler.
Is that his nickname, Chippen?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's a good one.
That is.
I had heard that before. It's a good one.
I was wondering what it was. Oh, there it is. It clicked. Yeah. It's all right. I'm a bit slow.
Connolly to continue. Connolly into his third over here on the trot. Watterson's swallowed a flying ant, I believe.
Really?
Oh, they're thick out here. It's the only thing destroying the ambience.
Well,
that's short, and he
Boundary 4.
Just short of the boundary. One bounce 4.
Well, that was certainly much needed for the Lightning. They'd sort of gone into their shell there for a while.
Rare loose ball there from Connolly.
They've lost the ball, have they? I know.
Ooh. Tight single, but made it in the end. 14 gone. $13 gone, 3 for 82. The Lightning.
Just a slight adjustment in the field, is there?
Troy tinkering. Single to Watterson. Potter here, 22 not out. Sounds good. Ooh. One bounce to the fielder, long on. Well fielded. Kept it to 1. Potter to 23. 3 for 84. Watterson, I think, will look to get on with it here. Hasn't got too many more overs to play with.
No, that's right.
Yeah, good.
All right. Chris Swan's joined us now at the commentary.
Oh, that is a maximum to Watterson. 6 runs, nice shot. Straight over, long off.
And the score's up to 90.
So perhaps the momentum pendulum swinging again.
You can do that in such a short time too.
Particularly in T20.
So, Chris, tell us about your experience up here this week.
I'm really happy to be here for the boys playing their first game today. I've just come up. I'm a day hit. I'm just
Okay.
drove up from the Gold Coast this morning to help out the Aztecs, act as their mentor for the day, and loving what I'm seeing so far.
They probably need a couple of more wickets though.
Yeah, obviously, wickets are the handbrakes in 2020 cricket, but I'm sure you guys have touched on it. It only takes a couple of balls in such a short format to swing that momentum back. Not so sure about my first ball in commentary, though. Getting hit for 6 over middle, that's not the greatest start.
No, not if you're an Aztecs mentor.
Correct.
Yep. Yeah, that's all right. We're in between things at the moment. We're still there, though. Okay.
All right. Looks like it's Connolly to bowl out here. Potter on strike. 6 overs to go.
So you've come up from the Gold Coast. What do you think of the concept of the whole Bush Bash League that we're doing here?
Yep, fantastic. Obviously, anything that gets like-minded people doing something that they love and passionate about, it's going to be a winner. To get the draft system happening where people from different teams can get together and mingle and meet each other off the paddock can only augur well for a bright future for the cricket in Toowoomba moving forward, just on a regular club day as well as around this Darling Downs Big Bash League.
Yeah, well, it attracted people from all over, from Brisbane through to western areas west of Toowoomba, in fact, as well.
Yeah. That's the beautiful vehicle that T20 cricket is. It's very appealing to all and sundry to come and have some fun for 3 hours and test your wares against the best in the regions. This young bowler on at the moment, Mitch Connolly, is actually my relationship with Mitch goes back a long time. He came through the Surfers Paradise Junior Cricket Club on the Gold Coast as a junior. So I've known Mitch for maybe 25 years probably.
It's one of those noisy drones going over the top again. I was spying on the cricket. It's probably the umbrellas checking out their next week's opponents. So your background with the Bulls, well, tell us a bit about your career.
I didn't take the norm, whereas that's large.
Oh, that's big. That's huge.
So every time we talk to you about it, someone hits a six.
Well bowled. I've just given Mitch a nice little right. Well done. Bowled one that almost bounced twice. Going well.
Yes, Watterson has not missed out there. That's cleared the boundary by a good 20 metres. What it takes Watterson to 20 off 12 balls. He's certainly doing his job.
So sorry, we were going along getting your pathway.
That ball just got a taxi out of here. So we will. So my my debut for the Bulls was as a 28-year-old actually. There's quite a few injuries in the squad, and I was just toiling away in grade cricket and had basically a bowl off with other quality players like Steve McGoffin and Ben Edmondson, who went on to play a large amount of first-class cricket in Western Australia, South Australia, and then back to the Bulls for Mags. Ended up fortunate enough to stay on contract for 5 or 6 seasons and played 60 games for Queensland in white ball and red ball and 1 game for the Brisbane Heat. And that was it. I finished up in 2011.
So there was no thought of going to another franchise with the BBL?
And no, mind you, they would have waved $7.50 in front of me. I probably would have done it. But my shoulder wasn't in agreement with me furthering my cricketing journey, so it was time to pull the pin.
$7.50, hey? Okay. 3 for 98's the score at the moment.
After 15.
The Lightning batting at the moment. We haven't got any scores through from the other game yet. Well, we last we had was 1 for 19, but it was a while ago.
I've got 6 for 100, the Lions.
6 for 100.
After 15.2.
So they're going over, aren't they, the 2 games?
Oh, has he got enough on it? Yes, another 6 to Watterson.
He's on fire.
That makes 3. Enjoying this spin, I think, Watterson. Gursky might be inclined to up the ante here, I think, with a bit more pace on the ball.
Has he got much at his disposal now? Or is he bowled?
His opening bowls would still have 1 or 2 overs up their sleeve.
Just a reminder, the earlier game that was played today was played between the Umbrellas and the Raptors, and the Raptors came out on top, winning by 6 wickets.
Nice cricket here from Watterson. Takes the single down to long off.
Just a single. Gee. He's getting tired, is he?
Well, he does have 29 off 17.
What's the pass score here, fellas? What are we thinking?
Well, look, the first game, 130 odd wasn't enough.
The wicket's only drying out more. There's another boundary.
Have you got a predicted score? 141's the predicted score. So
no, they'll be going more than that.
Yeah, I think if Watterson and Potter can stay in for another few overs, they'll be looking for 150 plus for sure. And I think that could be about par, Chris. I reckon it's a short boundary, quick outfield, but with good bowling, at this level.
I think Joseph's got a couple of overs up his sleeve. He might be crucial with the back end at the death.
I reckon Bradford too, and I agree with you. I don't think they'll be getting too many off the last 3 or 4. Saying that, it's only a small ground. A few flies off the edge could go for 6 or 4 off Robbie.
More than a few flies off the edge up here today, isn't it?
Oh, Potter having a crack at that one, didn't quite get it. Still gets a single, square leg. Well fielded.
And whatever they make, it's not going to be enough because we've got Bush Bradman.
That's right.
He'll just bat the innings and time his run to perfection, a.k.a. Bevan-like.
Yes, I You're a brave man if you bet against that. Watterson goes again for the same result, another 6. Loving the short, straight boundaries here, Aiden. Loving the spin and clearing the rope with regularity.
Three for 116 at the moment. The Lightning.
After 16 overs, 4 overs to go. And just as Chris Swan called it, Joseph back into the attack.
So who was the hardest player, or did you have a rivalry with any particular player when you were playing Shield or white ball cricket?
Being a passionate Queenslander, obviously, any time you beat New South Wales was great. However, our biggest rivalry on the cricket field was always Victoria, the Stinky Vics, as we call them. And the worst, not the worst, the best player I ever bowled to was Brad Hodge. You would bowl some days and you'd think this bloke is just taking the mickey out of all of us, could hit you wherever he wanted, whenever he wanted. He's a fantastic batsman, Brad Hodge.
Yeah, he was decidedly unlucky not to play more for Australia.
Well, didn't he score a double century and got dropped?
That's the famous story.
Yeah.
It's not the only double centurion to be dropped.
No, Gillespie did that. He
Correct,
scored his 200 as a night watchman and then was
true.
left out of the next test. It's a bit harsh.
I did not know that. Is that right? Mustn't have been bowling well enough.
Yeah.
It was against Bangladesh too in the early days.
Yeah, still. Come in at number 10 or whatever he would have done.
No, he came in as a night watchman.
Ah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And he top scored, and I think top scored for the series as well.
And now looking like he might be in line for the England coaching job.
Is that right? Oh, has Bayliss retired from it, has he?
Oh, I just think there's a bit of tabloid banter, but Dizzy's name's getting thrown about.
Okay.
I think that ball hurried up Jack Potter a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit different of facing the little 60-kilometre leg spinners he's been facing. I think the key here for Joseph is to experiment with that pace off the ball. He's been batsman that's set is Watterson, is it?
Watterson, yeah.
Watterson, yeah.
And he's been striking and clean, but so we need to mix up his tempo. So I wouldn't be bowling 2 balls the same pace here if I was Joseph, and manipulate the field and getting the set batsman hitting the ball where you want him to, get him off strike basically.
I was lucky enough to play with Robbie when he had his one season here in Toowoomba cricket for uni. And he was bowling a first-class line for the first half of the season and at very rapid pace and wasn't getting a lot of wickets, but wasn't going for a lot of runs, as you can imagine. And then he straightened up a bit and started getting wicket hauls, particularly towards the end of the season. So I think pads and stumps with changes of pace might be his go here.
So we asked Luke the same question. Who's the biggest pest you come across?
In the Bulls Masters?
Oh, anywhere. Name them. The Bulls Masters, the Bulls themselves, or, yeah, anyone. The Heat.
It's always great banter on any Bulls Masters trip, but blokes like Clinton Perrin and Nathan Reardon, even Kenny and Jimmy, great fun when you get on tour with them. Roy's always brings a bit of banter to the equation as well.
So what about a worst roommate? So I like to dig deep here.
Worst roommate.
Oh, well worked there from Watterson. There could be a couple here. Oh, well done. Soft hands.
Luke Feldman is his wardrobe is questionable at times, where you think you could be staying in metropolitan Melbourne or Sydney, yet Luke would be dressing like it's the Gympie Musto at all times and occasions.
He likes his country music, does he?
He likes all things country, our Fox.
Looks like that might be Dan Anderson back into the attack. 3 overs to go. Three for 1, 2, 1.
What about your batting prowess?
Did Luke not tell you?
No.
Okay. Well, there was a point in time in Australian first-class cricket history that Luke and I owned the record partnership for the 10th wicket to win a Shield game of cricket.
Oh, really?
Together we put on 54 runs to beat Victoria for the 10th wicket at the Gabba. In an attack that featured Pattinson, Clint Mackay. I think Andrew McDonald played that game. Not sure if John Holland was their spinner. And yeah, Luke joined me at the wicket with 54 required, and somehow we managed to scluff a few and get the job done after a few rain interruptions along the way.
How many did you get in the
Might
end?
have been 30 odd not out.
Okay.
Luke might have been roughly high 20s. Oh, that's well struck.
That
Boundary
is another
six.
one. Watterson. 43 off 21.
Yeah.
That's good going.
He could be wearing the Power FM gold cap for the
204, Rusty, strike rate. Could be the difference between the two sides here.
Although the Bush Bradman, as you say, I mean.
Well, it's a lovely little cameo at the tail end of the innings. Oh, that's 4 more. No third man.
He's really enjoying the pace on the ball here, Watterson. His bowlers need to be a step ahead and take some pace off the ball here.
Well, there you
My
go.
prediction's coming true.
151, hey? That's the predicted score at this point.
Tell you what, if he keeps hitting 6s and 4s, 150's gone.
True.
Wicket's flattening out, though. 180 won't be enough.
Ooh,
We'll get
180.
180 for the Aztecs.
Okay.
Well fielded. Kept it to 1. Watterson off strike.
That's probably almost as good as getting a wicket, is it? Keeping him off strike.
At this stage, the way he's striking them.
I've often wondered how Graham Hick ended up being the Australian batting coach, by the way. Is there anyone that can shed any light on
Chris
that?
might be able to shed some light on that.
Oh, Hickey's really well regarded in the technical space.
Is he? But he's a Pom.
The Pommies have got Aussies coaching them as well.
Oh, nobody at the stumps there for the Aztecs.
Well, Hickey's a Zimmy, actually, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he is too, yeah.
But I suppose he's world-class experience in every condition around the world. I think he's made 100 hundreds. I think he's made
Has he?
100 first-class hundreds, yeah. So I don't think there'd be too many to rival Graham's experience in conditions played in. Maybe that's the reason.
It's gone between long off and long on. Oh, and lucky there was some backing up there.
His legs might have gone over the rope. We got a replay? I was just kidding. It's all right.
No, he was
Okay.
fine. He was fine.
They
He was
kept-
well in from here.
Kept it to 2. Saved 2 runs. It was a pretty good bit of supporting your mate on the boundary.
3 for 137. That's the current score. Do we know what's happening in the other ground?
I can give you an update.
The Lions still batting, of course. They'll be getting close to the end of their innings.
Yes, we have 7 for 117 over there.
7 for 1.
With 2 overs to go. So they won't be making a massive total.
No.
But that pitch generally isn't as good as this one. And that is a bigger ground.
Oh, okay. So the sprinklers went wrong or something over during the week or something. Is that why it was damp? Someone said something had something to do with the sprinklers.
Well, it couldn't have been the rain.
Yeah, apparently the sprinklers have been left on, and the boys could put their finger through the middle of the wicket yesterday morning.
Oh,
There
wow.
was a fair amount of panic stations, but with the wind and the sun, it's firmed out really nicely and turns into a pretty nice T20 wicket.
Well bowled from Joseph.
Jamming him up, isn't he?
Yeah. Paddy Gibbs, the curator here for all 3 decks. Captain Cook 6, 7 and 8. And 7 has been a good batting strip for some years now. Beat him there. Inside edge, apparently, according to umpire Howard. Watterson, 49. He used to play for Diggers up here. He's just gone to Brisbane last season.
Sounds like a wicket at the other game.
Which club did Aiden go to? West. Yeah, right. He bowls as well. Who is mainly a bowler? There's a clever shot there from Jack Potter. Used Robbie Joseph's pace and guided him down to third man for 4. That one's gone straight through. Don't know how that's missed the stumps. Confusion everywhere. 1 by after all that.
Right. Yeah.
So Watterson, I'm told, just told, got Matt Renshaw out yesterday.
Oh, really?
Playing for Wests in Brisbane.
What a great opportunity for players bred in the bush to get down and play against some of the best players in the country in grade cricket.
Oh, yes, too good for that one.
49 off 25.
Strike rate of 196, well batted Aidan Watterson.
He almost became the first person to score a half century in the competition.
Did I think...
Really nice Yorker there from Joseph. Too quick.
There was a 57 in the first game.
Oh, was there? Okay.
To an H. Wood.
So it's 4 wickets down now. It's only a couple of overs to go.
Yeah, there'd be only 1 ball maybe left in this over and then 1 from the other end, and that's it. An update in the other game. The Lions are 7 for 127. 1 over to go.
Well, they added 10 then in that over. They might get up to 135, 140 maybe.
Yeah, big last over could have them around 140, which could be enough if they bowl well. Okay. Yes, one to go here in the penultimate over.
And it's 4 for 143, is it?
That's the score, and Dane Hutchison has come to the crease.
Well, the wind's blown away the flies. That's good.
Oh, that's a full bunger. What they call a beam ball.
That is not what you want to be getting first up.
I don't think it's what he was expecting
Out
either.
And no side screens to boot, so good luck with that one, Dane. He's done well to evade that, actually.
He has.
Not sure he'll be getting in behind this next one, though. I think the deep square leg fieldsman could be in trouble from the back away batsman here.
Oh,
It's a
chipping.
nice reply. Hutchison goes over mid-on, who's up on the ring. And
Oh, look out, they're going for 3. And well run. Great running.
Because it's not always about 6s and 4s. The running comes into it, doesn't it?
Particularly at this level, I think, Jeff, I think if you run well, you can pick up an extra 10 or 15 runs.
Yeah.
Because the outfield is not what you would call pristine. So it's pretty hard to get a handle on balls cleanly. So that generally you can turn 1s into 2s if you push hard and put the field under pressure.
So we're heading into the final over. So have we got a prediction yet of the? Thank you. 155 is the projection.
Yeah, so
you had 151 there at one stage, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
And it's
well 147, so they need to get 8 to get to the projected by My Cricket.
they should get that really.
Aidacare Aztecs owner Dan Borrow assures me it's a double wicket maiden. Well, his prediction's just gone wrong.
Yeah. Next.
I liked his positivity. Only one though. 151 still in play.
So what is it? 148 now, is it?
Yep. Hutchison will be on 4. And Potter 39 off 44 after opening the innings. Needs a couple of maximums here to get his 50. Dot ball.
So in this form of cricket, do you still need that anchor at opening the innings?
I think someone at the top of the order, yes, does need to play a bit of a role like Jack, although I guess he's gone pretty close to a runner ball. He's 39 off 45. That's not too bad. But it'd be nice, yeah, sort of around that one runner ball for your anchor. And others like Ant Wilson and Watterson to come in and go at sort of 150 to 200 strike rate.
Second ball of the over.
That might be... Ooh.
It's coming back for the second. And
Ooh,
gets
well run.
there.
And leg buys.
Two balls down in the final over.
Feeling confident still, Chris?
That would have brought up
Yep.
the 150 as well, wouldn't it?
pitch is quickening up. It's getting drier. You're going to need every one of them.
Oh, nice shot.
No, that doesn't help.
That was a bit short and wide.
So that's beaten the prediction. Oh, no, we're still one short of the prediction.
My cricket's looking pretty good.
2 balls to go, 4 for 154. Certainly a lot bigger score than posted in the first game.
Yeah, it's been quite a measured innings, really. Wilson started off well. Potter's been the anchor, and
They had that little hiccup.
a couple of quick wickets, but then Watterson came out and slammed them. Oh, there's one. Can you hit? No. One ball to go, 154.
I single off this, and Russell's a genius.
Potter on 43. Off 48 balls. And that will be a single.
And 155.
And my cricket and Russell Riggle, geniuses.
Absolutely.
And that's the end of the innings. 4 for 155 to the Lightning. They'd be happy with that, I think, Jeff.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, you're the captain of the Aztecs. How are you going about this chase?
I'd be reasonably similar to that, except without a couple of quick wickets in there. I mean, I don't care what the format is. You can't lose wickets in clumps. That puts the handbrake on, particularly in limited overs cricket.
Yeah.
So if you can just keep partnerships together, and somebody sort of puts the bad balls away cleanly for 4 or 6, that is a very gettable target.
And Watterson would have been top score, 49.
Yes, I think that's right.
It was a very entertaining innings. That's
49 off 26 balls. It was littered with sixes.
Okay, we'll take a break and come back, and we'll play a bit of music, and then we'll have the run chase. It'll be all on for the Aztecs. If you've lost your income or had a change of earning capacity through no fault of your own and are struggling with debt that you can no longer handle, you probably feel a bit like this ant. If the struggle is getting you down and you feel overwhelmed, there is an answer. Central Liaison has helped thousands of people break free of the debt struggle by handling their debt for them. Freeze all interest, stop the harassing calls from the bank and start enjoying life again. Call them today on 0409 344 070 for a confidential, obligation-free chat about how Central Liaison can help you take your life back. The number again, 0409 344 070. Call them now.
Is your computer driving you crazy? Is it slow or doing things you didn't expect? Well, having a computer crash or pick up a virus can be a complete nightmare for a business, so having someone local you can trust to get you up and running again is critical. The dedicated team of experts at Computer Troubleshooters Toowoomba West will put your mind at ease from the moment you walk through the door and will get your problem solved in no time with a 100% guarantee on their work. Laptops, tablets, PCs, whatever you have, Roger and the team can fix it for you. So visit them today at 236 Bridge Street, Newtown. Can't get in to see them? No worries. Just call them on 4642 1331 and they'll come to you. Toowoomba Troubleshooters, Toowoomba West, on the web at www.computertroubleshooters.com.au/Toowoomba West.
Hutchies lives here. We're locals, just like you. To us, construction is really about people, not just bricks and concrete. It's people who bring our structures to life and build communities. We stick by the people who make communities. From Toowoomba Rugby League to RACQ Lifelight Rescue Service, Milne Bay Military Challenge, and the Toowoomba Tennis International, Hutchies is proud to back the people who support the region.
For a news slant on local television, you can't go past the Power TV network. Catch up on all the latest local news, sport, events and entertainment on Toowoomba's own online television station, Power TV Australia, home of the TRL Footy Show. Find us at powertvaustralia.com or take us with you wherever you go by downloading the Power TV Australia app. Discover a whole new world of entertainment at Power TV Australia.
Quick outfield. It's very gettable.
All right, so the Aztecs are out there ready to go. Who's opening for them?
Looks like Nathan Staines is on strike first. And then at the other end is Ricky Sutton.
Right.
And Paul Toohey, left arm orthodox, to open the bowling.
So where would Troy bat, do you think?
Probably 4, I'd say. I think Brian May will probably come in next. Be my guess. I don't know the order. Good start there from Paul Tangles Toohey.
What is he, the Max Walker of the competition, is he?
Yeah, he's a bit of an enigma, old Tangles. Oh, and given him.
Not the best start.
It's Stainsy does not look happy with that.
I've never seen a batsman happy about getting dismissed ever.
Well, particularly LBW.
Mm.
So that is the perfect start for the Lightning. And a very ordinary start.
Well, it's
the
one for none,
Aztecs.
isn't it?
He did look to get a fair way forward there. But I'm certainly not criticising any LBW decision from this angle.
Right, so the new batsman.
Brian May. Got to get one right every now and again.
All right, and they started with spin as well.
Nice start from Brian. Straight to one of only 2 men on the boundary for a single first ball. Sutton, the man with the impressive beard, face his first ball. Tangles and Glass taking their time with the field here.
Tell them we've only got 3 hours.
I will remind them that the Eels play at 4 o'clock.
Yes. You reckon they'll win that?
They should. But anything can happen in finals footy.
That's true. That's true. It's a bit of a fortress, though, Bankwest for Parramatta.
Yes, I think their record 8-2.
Yeah, they beat us 51-6, which I wasn't impressed about.
Is it the Tigers?
The Tigers, yeah, thank you.
That was the first game at Bankwest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's out too.
Very slick. 2 for 1.
Wowee. Tangles, the destroyer. There's a replay. Oh, nice work behind the stumps. Is that Jacob Gross keeping?
Yeah. So, 2 wickets down, 1 run on the board, and Troy's come in, the captain's come in to do a Steve Smith. You'll have to do it.
He will have to do a Steve Smith, and
well, arguably their 2 best batsmen are in together. Would I be wrong in saying that?
no, I don't think many people are going to disagree with you there.
Well, it's going to be an interesting fight back then.
It'll be some win to get it from here. I think just what the Aztecs wanted to avoid.
Yes.
Was a clump of wickets, and they've just had 2 in the first over.
Well, hopefully from their point of view, that's the end of it.
This will be an interesting match-up there. Both Med East's stalwarts. Troy
End of the first over,
and
2
Paul.
for 1. It's like an English scorecard, isn't it? So Watterson's into bowl.
Fresh after getting an ex-Australian opener out.
And scoring 49.
And
off
scoring
not many balls.
His tail should be up. So as an update, the Liebke Lions finished 9 for 136 on a perhaps.
So we've got 2 slips in. Or is that a slip in a gully?
I think 2 slips. Brian advancing down the pitch at Watterson. And in reply, the hip pocket Rockets are none for 12.
Gee, they're flying. No wicket for 12. Goodness me.
Yes, it's Jared Sipple has 12 off 6 balls.
And what they're chasing 137, are they?
Yeah, 137 to win. Another single to Brian. Takes him to 2.
So the runs equal the wickets at the moment, which is on par.
Better for the Aztecs. Watterson beating Troy there.
And Troy's got his cheer squad here today too. The rest of the semi-pros are up there.
Yes.
Pretty much the rest of them anyhow.
Now, I was talking to James and Steve during the break, and I think I saw Joel here earlier.
Oh, really? Okay.
Good, how are you? Jeff. Okay, Jeff.
There should be a seat. Is there a seat? What happened?
There was.
Someone called it. That's all right. Come on, mate.
Half chance there over the top of mid-off.
So I'll just check your mic there, Dan. Is that right, or is it on?
Should be on.
Yep. Okay, Dan, you're at the you're one of the Bulls.
No, I'm head coach for the Livewired Lightning.
I knew that. I knew that. Okay, so what do you make of your first innings?
Oh, look, I thought it was a great first innings. We aimed to go run the ball in that first 6 overs of the power play. If you get 1 or 2 down, then I think you're doing pretty well. But I think we were 65 for the loss of none, so I thought that was really good. And then the boys went on with it after that. I thought Jack Potter batted really well, go through the innings.
Watterson, what do you reckon? What did you make of that? Good innings, great innings.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was. We were sort of tinkered with our batting lineup a bit there and threw Watto in, and because we know what he can do, and he certainly did it. He cleared the boundary pretty well. It was a good innings.
So is that par for you? Were you hoping to get more, or?
Oh no, I think one of the guys that was here for the last game thought that 130 would be par.
Which is pretty much what those two teams got in the first game, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But as the day goes on, the wicket dries out a bit more and gets a bit better. So, add another 10 runs onto that, 140-ish would have been pretty good.
And the Lions, they ended up with 136 across in the other ground. So your score standing out head and shoulders above everyone else's at this point.
Yeah, look, as I said, we threw Jack Potter in there at the start to get on with the job, and I thought he and Anthony Wilson did an absolute brilliant job. They hit the ball when it was there to be hit, got us off to a really good start, and I think that set the platform for us. It was really good.
So, which of the bowlers are we to look out for that you've got your faith in?
Yeah, look, we've got Aidan Watterson. He bowled the second over there. He bowls, around the 140 mark. Plays A grade down in Brizzy.
He got Matt Renshaw yesterday.
He did get Matt Renshaw. I think it was third ball. Lured him with a couple of innies, and then threw the outie in, and off he goes. So, but Dane Hutchinson, we picked him up. I haven't seen him bowl in a game, but I've heard he's reasonable. Brendan O'Leary, saw him bowl the other day, and he was bowling fairly sharp as well. But I think a couple of guys, certainly Paul Toohey is one to watch, and Hemal Shah. He bowls. He's a really smart bowler. Bowls with good variations. So, all round, I think we've got some guys that can do the job with the ball.
That was dicey.
That would have been good to get Maisie in a run out.
You've already had a great start. That would have been an absolute dream.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, you couldn't. Well, I suppose unless you did take the wicket, but I mean, you've certainly contained the batsmen to the extent that they're really not scoring at all.
Yeah, look, I think we had a bit of a plan there to bowl Tangles in the first over, see how he went. He's obviously got those couple of wickets. And, you're throwing the ball again, and hopefully he bowls another good over for you. Doesn't necessarily have to take a wicket, but as long as he goes for...
Just builds the pressure.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's done really well there. He's 2 overs for not many. And he's been the big destroyer so far.
So how did you get involved in the whole concept?
Yeah, I obviously retired playing cricket, and I know Kent fairly well. And he actually messaged me via Messenger and said, look, we're going to try and get this competition up and running. Would you mentor a team? And I immediately said yes. I thought it was a great concept. I wasn't sure which team. He messaged me a few weeks later and said, do you want to jump in with Speezy and Pony? And I know that those boys through Diggers. So, more than happy to go in with those boys.
So what is your role as a mentor? What do you do?
Oh, basically, they've got me in as head coach, so, take the boys around, do warm-ups and all that sort of thing. But I think also, just to provide another opinion as well. As I said, I've played a lot of cricket, and not so much T20, but I think there's a bit to offer there, just with, plans and, where to bowl and, what time of the games to maybe throw guys in and all that sort of thing.
So you can run the water and suggest to the fielding side what they should be doing? Is that something, a concept that you could possibly incorporate?
Oh, that'd be lovely, but I don't think I'm allowed on the field, actually. So I've got to send it via the water runner.
Oh, okay. They got 2 there.
Another lofted drive from Troy off Aiden, just over the head of mid-on that time.
Yeah, he was a bit lucky there.
So I've heard that the Aztecs have an entertainment coordinator.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Who would that be?
Steve Glover.
Oh, no, Steve Glover.
So do you have an equivalent?
No, we don't, actually. I would have liked Adrian Biggood as our team entertainer. He would have been really good. We do have a team psychologist, though. My brother's a psychologist, so we've got the team psychologist. He hasn't had to do anything yet, but you never know.
So what about a theme song?
Oh, another good one. I have to say, I haven't got one, but...
all these ideas are free, by the way.
Oh. Now, I'll slip your beer later on.
Thanks. As long as you plug Power FM.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
Just to wish there was Powers beer still.
That's right.
Yeah, no, don't plug the Powers beer. It was terrible, that stuff. Mind you, Adrian Biggood did like to drink that stuff.
Hence head of entertainment.
Yeah, and because it was cheap too. Don't tell them I said that.
It's too late.
That's recorded. That's recorded for all time.
Yep, it's on television and it's live on radio at the moment. So, Adrian, if you're out there listening, which I'm sure you are,
wides.
So they'd be top scorer at the moment, wouldn't they? The Whites.
5 wides.
Sundries.
Little bonus for the Aztecs.
Certainly needed. Yeah, it is a good concept, this.
Oh, look, it's a great concept, and to get guys from opposing teams together, it's really good for the competition and for everyone. They go back to their clubs, and the next time they play each other, it's it's a bit of a different feel, I suppose.
Give each other bragging rights, I suppose.
Oh, definitely. I think the banter becomes a little bit more friendly as well.
Same with club teammates playing against each other.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, I reckon.
Oh, look, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
do you teach them any sledging? You've got some good ones for them, or?
Oh no, I was terrible as a sledger. Yeah, it wasn't very imaginative. Kenny Glover was good. He was very entertaining.
Yeah, well, the fruit didn't drop too far from the tree there as well.
Oh, nice shot. And cut off. Well fielded. Saved 2 runs there. Nice shot from Troy, though.
That was an excellent shot.
And pretty good over there from him. 6 off it, I think. 7 maybe. Oh, plus the wides. Big
yeah.
over. 2 for 19 off 4. The Aztecs rebuilding after a disastrous start. But Troy looking ominous.
I'll get a report.
He's certainly hitting the ball well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's apart from that one dicey one over mid-off, which is his first scoring shot, looked pretty assured.
Yeah, I think if you bowl full or short, it's hittable. It's that back of a length that's certainly going to worry the batsman, I think.
Yeah, Danny, would you agree that in the first innings, particularly Anthony Wilson, he was quick to pounce on anything short? Is it holding up a little bit?
Oh, yeah, I think it is.
Sitting up a bit?
Yeah, definitely. Particularly if it's a little bit short, and I think there are a couple there that were a little bit shorter, and Anthony's a class batsman as well, so he's got a bit of time to play those shots. He certainly did pounce on them.
Yeah, and I did notice that the quicks didn't really drop it in short after the first few overs.
No, it certainly said sat up and said hit me.
Nice shot from Brian.
Well, we're starting to get into a bit of a rhythm there
For
now.
a couple. This bowler looks like he's got a bit of pace about him.
Young Sam Neill. He's right final year of grammar, and first time I've seen him, we played a warm-up game last weekend, and he was very impressive. Very impressive.
So you just mentioned grammar. Do you work there, or?
No, I don't work at grammar. Our skills coach Dean Spanner, his lads went to grammar.
Oh,
and
okay.
He's gone through. Yeah, he's seen these kids.
I drove past it once. It's about as close as I got.
They've got some great facilities.
Yes, yeah, my wife works there.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, the new building.
The new gym is very impressive.
And then that field up the top, they've resurfaced and whatnot, yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's certainly a good facility. It's,
one of the
best
rounds of
performer.
the BBL is going to be played there, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Next week is at Kale Park, and then would it be the week after?
Yeah, I think you might be
Yep.
right.
We've got Heritage Oval round 3, and then Grammar round 4 for 2 matches, with the Rockets and the Umbrellas and the Lions and the Lightning, and then the Raptors and Aztecs are playing at Kale Park.
Oh, yeah, they're playing a night game, aren't they?
Semis at Gatton.
Yeah. I thought the semi was at Heritage Oval, but there you go. It's at Gatton.
We're down the hill for the semi-final.
Oh, well, they'll have to put us up. Something like that.
Both, Barry.
Yeah, my young fella plays rugby league and plays some juniors down at Kale Park, and hopefully the pitch looks better than what it did when we were down there.
So it's the pitch isn't the footy ground, is it? Is it separate?
Yeah,
it is.
No, it is a footy ground. Yeah, they've got 2 ovals, one either side, very similar to Highfield Sports Park.
Okay.
Yeah, so the pitch is in the middle, but everyone sort of sits on the pitch and between the 2 grounds watching.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
Yeah, so hopefully they pump a bit of water into it and get it up. Back.
Oh, drop chance.
And 2 runs.
Troy gets away with another one.
I suppose he's got to do something.
Here's the replay. Doesn't have to drop catch. Just out of that bloke's grasp.
Yeah, I think that's Luke Neal there.
Luke Neal dropping his catch off his brother's bowling. There's a bit of heat in the family household later tonight. Shot.
Yeah, I think the pitch has certainly settled down from this morning.
2 for 25 after 5. Yeah,
Oh, well, it's certainly starting to consolidate.
Yeah, the rescue mission is in full swing. Troy is riding his luck.
From a Lightning perspective, hopefully it doesn't last too much longer.
We're unbiased here.
I must say, you guys have certainly got a good thing going here. It's fantastic. Watching replays and live TV, it's awesome.
Yeah, well, actually, it's not live TV. It's live audio.
Oh,
live audio on the radio. And then Power TV will replay the match on Tuesday at 7 o'clock.
Oh, fantastic.
7 p.m. that is.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, so powertvaustralia.com is where you'll see that one. And the match itself is being broadcast on Toowoomba, on Power FM Toowoomba 88 FM, and online, powerfmradio.com.au special events. All thanks to Robertson Scannell Accountants. Have to get that in.
Yeah, give Gabbard a plug.
Yeah.
He's not too bad. I see him over there in the sponsors tent having a couple of quiet hours.
Is there a sponsors tent?
Yeah, there's a beer tent.
Is that just the beer tent?
You guys will be right, will you?
The licensed area.
I shouldn't have said that.
He is riding his luck, isn't he?
Yeah, playing a miss from Troy. Hutchison beat him. Now, I have had the pleasure of watching Hutchison play or bowl before in a semi-final last year against Uni. He was very impressive.
Yeah, he looks like a guy I used to play with, Michael Warden, who was an outstanding cricketer, and everything's very similar. Hopefully that bodes well for us.
It's a pretty strong, well-rounded bowling attack.
Yeah, when we went into all this, obviously Aidan Watterson was our first pick, and he offers both batting and bowling, as we saw. And Dane does the same sort of thing. We've got Sammy Neal who offers the same thing. We've got quite a few all-rounders. Amal Shah, same thing. Glassy. We've got a lot of options that we can use. So someone's going for a few. You take them off, you bring another guy on, you rotate them until you find someone that can do a job for you.
So do you rotate the whole squad? Is that how it works?
Yeah, we will. Everyone has to play at least 2 games.
Okay.
And to play in the final, you have to play 3.
Oh, really? Okay.
So the squad is about 14?
15.
15.
Yeah. Yeah, so Michael Abbott's the unlucky man to miss out. He's our 13th man. We've got Lyle Teskey. He's overseas.
He's away at the moment,
with the Australian indoor cricket side. Apparently they wrapped up the series the other day.
Yeah, and they were looking at they're up 2-1. They were looking to make it 3-1.
Yeah,
but I don't know the result of that.
No, I don't know who.
Who's your 12th man today?
Well, the number 12, the guy who didn't bat would have been Tangles, but we didn't get down that far.
Sure.
So you bat 11, you play 12.
Yeah.
So and Charlie Moncada is not playing today. His father unfortunately passed away a couple of weeks ago. So which is a very shame. Yeah,
Our condolences to his family.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the numbering, did they decide on their own numbers or did you allocate them?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't answer that one.
That's
for
the
you.
wrong question.
No, we didn't allocate those ones. The guys might have picked them themselves. I'm not sure who got 23. That's usually a good one. It's Michael Jordan's, isn't it?
Yeah,
23.
and Shane Warne.
Oh, and Warney. Warney loved his basketball too, among other things.
He's still loving that. He turned 50 the other day. Can you imagine the party? Oh, goodness.
It would have been.
2 for 31 after 6 overs here at Captain Cook 7. Ooh, getting up towards 9 and over the required rate.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, it's going to be fun to watch if they get it.
Oh, yeah, look, win, lose or draw for us, I think it's, as long as we get a good cricket game, and which is why it was great to get a good score, The Aztecs have a good batting lineup, and, all you want is a good close game. See how the boys react to that.
So that was the diplomatic answer.
Oh, no, we want to belt them, definitely.
It's Sam Neal to continue from the Taylor Street end.
We almost took out Stainsy there a little while ago, but he's recovered a bit.
Stainsy was not happy. Not a happy camp as he walked off.
No, Stainsy was not happy. It's a shame you boys don't have a. Do you have a camera at the straight down the ground?
No.
I think Stainsy would have been calling for the replay there.
Gone upstairs. Gone for a review. What if they have?
How'd you like to be the DRS, Barry? You can get it as wrong as the umpires in the first 3 tests in England.
Nice length there from Sam Neal.
Is that right? I think that's, yeah. I grew up, you accept the umpire's decision, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. You just accept it. Because what comes around goes around. And I'm amazed the amount of cars here.
There's a massive crowd.
Yeah.
I struggled to get a park when I rocked up.
I didn't even bother trying to come in here. I parked over on the other side.
Yeah, right.
I parked at Gatton and caught a cab. Not really.
No, there must be a few hundred people here.
Yeah.
It's really good to see people come out and have a bit of a look.
Well, it's certainly great entertainment for a Sunday afternoon.
Oh, definitely. It's a cracking day.
Yep. Beautiful Toowoomba weather.
Next week, Captain Cook Reserve Oval number 7 will see the Aztecs and the Umbrellas. The other 2 games are in Gatton. And then Heritage Oval, as I said earlier, hosts round 3. And they're 3 consecutive games with a nighter at 6 o'clock on that Sunday night. So that'll be a big day out there at Heritage Oval.
So that was a no ball. This will be a free hit.
Who's on strike?
Maisie.
Oh.
Brian May.
I haven't seen Maisie clear the boundary for a long time.
Today could be the day, Denny.
Yeah, thanks, Harris. I don't think I should have said that either.
That's right. It wasn't a bad ball to bowl for a free hit, Paul.
And a good result for the bowler as well. Short of no runs.
Yeah, only the one from it. Down to fine leg.
Yeah, certainly a good outcome.
I think certainly Benny's back there and it got through pretty fast onto Brian.
He's got a little bit of speed about him, Sam, yeah.
Sharp. Looks like a strong, well-built young lad.
So what happens from here? One of these 2 becomes the anchor, or does one of them go for it, or how would you read it?
Well, if it was me, I'd be telling Bubs to keep on playing shots and you build your innings around Brian. knowing Brian the way I do, he's not a big hitter of the ball. Brian's a nudger of the ball, just like that there. That's a nice shot for two.
Yeah, he's placing it pretty nicely so far.
Yeah, he's just a class bat. He
So,
really is.
why didn't he go on to bigger and better things? Just no.
No,
maybe not.
Oh, look.
I asked the wrong questions, don't I?
No, it's a good question. And look, if Brian went down probably 5 years before he did, I would think he would be playing Shield cricket.
Okay.
Much like the Spanner boys.
Is that good?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Brad and Dean were that good as well. But certainly, Brian, when he went down, if he had gone a few years earlier, I would think he would have been playing some sort of Shield cricket.
Brian, correct me if I'm wrong, was the leading run scorer and the best and fairest player in the Brisbane first grade for several years just before he left, and this was when he was in his early to mid 30s.
Yeah, I think that's right, Harrison. Yeah, he's that good.
He also holds the most amount of runs at Australian country level.
He certainly does. He's done it all. He's not a bad fellow too.
He's a lovely fellow.
Damn it.
So make it hard when you're trying to get him out.
Oh, it does make it hard. Nothing phases Brian too much. He's a fairly casual sort of fellow, and I played a lot of cricket against Brian, and played a bit of cricket with him too, actually. And having a chat with him doesn't work too well.
So when you were getting the squad together, did you have in your mind who you wanted, and a contingency plan if that player wasn't available because they'd been snapped up by someone else?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. We had, I think it was probably 90 guys that we were looking at.
90?
90.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I think, you get 15 players in each, so six teams. I think that's round the 90 mark. So you've got to have a contingency in play.
And just refresh my memory, what pick were you?
We were last pick because we got our first pick of captains.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, we were last pick in the first round because we got first pick of captains, and then we were fourth pick the next round. And
you gradually made it to the top.
Yeah, that's right.
And there was less time, wasn't there, when each round?
Yeah, I think after the sixth or seventh round, first 6 rounds you had a minute, and then after that was 30 seconds.
Yeah, right.
So you had to be on the ball with that. Particularly, there are a couple of times where you had a pick. There was another team that had theirs, and then you were straight after.
So who had the most influence on
boundary
which
to
players?
Troy?
Look, we had a couple of meetings prior to the player draft, and so we went through and had a look at who we wanted and all that sort of thing. It was a fairly mutual sort of thing. Obviously, Chris Glass has played with some of these guys quite a bit, so we were relying on him quite a bit. Dean Spanner, with regard to the young kids coming through as well. Dean had some really good info there. The problem, but I think the trouble that each team faced was the country person.
All right.
So
you wouldn't have any idea on them. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So no one was really sure of the country players that were there.
So how did you come up with the selection that you did for you from your point of view? Anyhow.
Yeah. Well, we initially had Cole Tonkin and John Cleary, who one of the guys has seen John Cleary play, but he was snapped up just before we were about to grab him. And then actually Kent, we were trying to find the next country player, and Kent gave us a bit of info on Charlie Moncada. Sorry. We grabbed him.
So the draft is for both first two seasons, or just the first season, or?
I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see what the boys do with regard to all of that. Whether the teams stay the same for the first couple and then have another draft after that. or whether just go straight back to a draft.
The salary cap was interesting. It was points, wasn't it?
It was points.
Points.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Each tier had a certain number of points. So tier 1 was worth 500, tier 2 was worth 400, 300, and 200 as you go down. So you had a maximum 4,400 from memory points.
So you couldn't stack the team then with...
No.
Okay.
No, you couldn't. So yeah, to get your 15, to have stack it with tier 1s wasn't viable, or unless you wanted to pick a lot of tier 3s and tier 4s, which isn't a bad thing, but you want a good mix.
The Hip Pocket Rockets, they went for youth, didn't they? Wasn't it them that picked a few youngsters?
Well, speaking of the Hip Pocket Rockets, they are none for 51, chasing 137 off 7 overs.
Well, they're going all right.
That's a fair start.
That's not bad at all.
I suppose we should get back to the cricket. But I'm enjoying the chat.
It is interesting to learn more about the this new concept. It's not a concept now, it's a thing.
107 needed from 72 balls. Still only the 2 wickets down.
Oh,
There's a
look out.
collision mid-pitch.
We've had some
You
bowler and batter have come together there, I think.
You don't want to run into Bubs. He's a solid lad.
No, he is a pocket rocket. So Brendan O'Leary, the bowler.
Everyone seems to be okay, though.
2 for 50 off 8.1. They're going along at a pretty good rate here, Brian and Troy. Still plenty of runs to get, but positioning themselves well.
Yeah, I certainly think, particularly for us now, we've got to bowl to our plans. Try and execute as best we can. Try and limit the amount of twos that these guys get. You can limit them to obviously 1 a ball. You're going well.
Yeah, I think run a ball's fine for you guys. Brian's going at he's 18 off 20 and Troy is 24 off 25. So the Lightning are doing their job. Well, that's a nice shot. Jeez. Brian, that's very aggressive from him. He's mown that through a straightish mid-wicket.
Brian's actually slogged that. I don't like that at all.
That was very aggressive, and he got all of it too. Well, got a lot of it.
He did get a lot of it.
There's blokes out there on the boundary and went straight past them.
Yeah, look, I'm not too unhappy seeing that from Brian. It's certainly not his game, that's for sure.
Obviously realises they need to go at about 9 and over. You're not going to do that going at getting singles and 2s.
No, definitely not. He's played enough cricket to have a good match awareness, you would think.
Oh, false start there. So who's the owner of your team?
Livewire Electrical, Grant Spees and Nick Payne.
Okay, can you give him a plug?
I'd love to, yeah. Yeah, Livewire Electrical.
Where are they?
They're over near the airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, on McDougall Street, up here. Is it McDougall?
Green Model.
Green
They're
Model.
off Green Model Street.
Green Model, okay. And what do they do? Just electrical work? Or
they do just electrical
solar
work,
panels?
yeah. I think they're doing solar panels. All of your electrical needs, you can go to the Livewired boys.
There you go. That's what I was trying to extract there.
I understand they recently did some work at the Reamers household. I wonder what was charged.
We were last pick on the in the second round there, so obviously it wasn't enough.
Well, these two going along quite nicely at the moment.
Brendan O'Leary, it's been a while since he's played in the Toowoomba cricket comp.
So who would you think would come in next if needed?
As a bowler?
As a batsman?
as a batsman. Who you got there? Oh, yeah, probably. Is Ben O'Connell's not playing today?
That's another boundary.
You'd probably bring in a.
Bad end to the over for the live wide.
2 for 60, the score at the moment.
Big over for the Aztecs.
11 off it.
Getting a game on our hands here.
Certainly, after they were 2 for 1. Well, that's come down too, because it's nearly 9. Well, it still is nearly 9.
Yeah, still.
My maths wasn't the best subject.
Still got to get about 9 and over, but that over will help, that last over. I'd say Brandon Walker would be my guess.
I would have thought so, Brandon. Maybe a Cameron Myers as well. Simon Blood, I think, is a bit of an all-rounder.
So who's going to make the breakthrough for your team then?
Oh, good question. These two out here are certainly going along really well at the moment, but in saying that, they have to keep going. They can't stop now. And I like watching it all. That gap of 30 is really good.
Oh, in the air and out.
Well, that certainly helps us.
That is
an excellent catch.
Yeah, he moved well there on the boundary, Aidan Watterson. Took it quite comfortably in the end. And Chris Glass, the captain, injects himself into the game and gets a wicket first ball.
So that was probably the answer you should have given me.
it certainly was. Look, Glass, he's a class player as well. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see him bat too much, but whether it's with the ball or his captaincy, he's certainly a competitor, and he can bowl.
Yeah, he's a very handy all-rounder, and he played Queensland Country last year for the first time.
Yeah, correct.
Unlucky for Troy Gursky that he is out, but at least he's sort of got them back on the right direction anyhow.
He's got them back into contention. It's I suppose when you look at these games, you've got to rely on everyone to do a job, don't you?
Yeah, I think Troy must have finished up with about 26, Rusty. 26 off 28 for Troy, or 29 balls. And Brian's 27 off 24 balls.
Yep. That's,
quick going for Brian.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's scorching for Maisie. Absolutely scorching. I mean that the nicest possible way, Brian.
Sorry, he's batting, not listening.
We've mic'd him up. I didn't tell you, did I?
That's a big blow, though, to the Aztecs run chase, losing Troy. Troy's the Toowoomba Cricket A-grade all-time leading run scorer.
Is he?
Yeah, just got that record last season.
Is he playing this year, other than this?
I suspect he will. If he's playing this, he probably will.
The semi-pros reckons he's about 70.
Years of age.
Yeah.
I'm 100 then. That's terrible.
Yes. Well, let's put it this way. Plenty of experience.
That's very diplomatic. Who's this?
Looks like Dan Anderson.
Oh, is this Ando? Yeah, right. Yeah. I thought he bowled rather well.
Yeah, looked pretty
earlier.
good. Started off a bit. First over was a bit nervous, a bit loose, but the rest of it was pretty good.
And for a young fellow, I think he's still learning the craft as well. Particularly in T20, it's a different kettle of fish.
There's not a lot of room for error for particularly a quick bowler in T20.
No, definitely right. And I thought he came back well after that first over.
So he'll be looking to do what Aidan Watterson did for the Lightning. A tall left-hander bowling all-rounder. Come in and hit a few zacks.
You're listening to Power FM's coverage of the Darling Downs Bush Bash League, thanks to Murdoch's. And we're doing our broadcast thanks to Robertson Scannell Accountants in Ruthven Street, I think they are.
Hume Street.
That was close. I had it written down somewhere. But we do thank them for making it possible.
I know quite a few of the directors there at Robertson Scannell. A good bunch. I think their motto is professionals with personality.
They certainly do have some personality there.
Well, that's good for accountants.
There's no shortage of personality, which is unusual for an accounting firm.
You don't expect that of accountants, do you?
All right, that's the end of the over.
Yeah, a successful one for the captain, Chris Glass. Brendan O'Leary's going to get another try.
94 off 60 is the equation.
Back up over 9 now, Rusty. Yeah, 9 and over required, or a bit over. 9.4 runs per over required for the victory here for the Aztecs.
I think, with that, we were talking about the player draft there before. You can't have all tier ones and that sort of thing, which is a great concept. So you've got to hope that one of your lower tier guys chimes in. You've got to play everyone at least twice. So you're just counting on those guys to chip in and do a bit of a job for you. And particularly in this sort of game for the Aztecs, you'd like one of those guys to do that for you.
It's well bowled, but well worked for one down to fine leg. Yeah, it's about it'll test your depth, that rule about having to play everyone at least twice and then 3 times if you make the final.
Oh, look, absolutely, and I think it's great. As I said, you've got a certain number of tier 1s and 2s, and then you've got to go tier 3, tier 4, and to pick those guys and not have to play them is probably going against what that's all about, I think.
Yeah. So what if you breach the salary cap? What's the punishment?
I don't think you're allowed to breach the cap. If you breach the cap, then you get all tier 4s.
Oh, that's a nice shot. Well stopped there at long off. Keeping it to 2. It's well struck there from Brian. Beautifully timed.
It's young Connor Philp out there.
Yeah, he did well. Did very well there.
Yeah, he certainly did. He's a lot like his old man. He's rather large.
Really?
I think he moves better than Jeff.
Well, certainly now. Oh, what's in the air? And out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Brian too.
Sorry about that out there. I just went to our team, so I should be impartial, shouldn't I?
No,
you're right.
You're wearing the Lightning shirt. You can be biased as you want.
Go Lightning!
Well, that is a massive breakthrough.
That's a big wicket, that.
Yeah, Brian on his way, and I'm not sure if he didn't see the fielder out there before he played that shot, but that was a bit unlike Brian hit in the air when there's a man on the boundary.
Look, he got a good piece of that too. I don't think he meant to hit it quite that hard as well.
Maybe he was just trying to chip it over the infield, but that bloke didn't have to move. It went straight down his throat on the deep cover boundary.
It's one of the tactics. Was it a chameleon outfit so that he didn't
absolutely
blends into the cars over there on the car park. But that'll be a tall order for the Aztecs to win from here.
Yeah, certainly. The 2 best batsmen are gone now.
I hope I'm pleasantly surprised by some of these other guys down the order, but with 6 wickets in hand and needing probably around 10 and over now.
Yeah, but that's what you dream about as a youngster, isn't it?
This is where
it's time to make a hero of yourself.
This is where legends are made. Chris Swan still has hope.
Oh, look, and again, there's always hope. I mean, what I came out and smacked 49 off not many.
Yeah.
Again, it's going to take a decent effort to do that. But, it's possible. Hopefully not likely, though.
We'll certainly need to score more per ball than that.
Ben O'Connell, do you guys know when he was actually ruled out?
No, I haven't heard. He was out before when we arrived.
Yeah, I think that's a big. That was a big blow for those guys because, he certainly can play.
Yeah,
was he injured or?
I don't know. I haven't heard.
Okay.
Yeah, Ben being a player from Ipswich who's played plenty of Queensland country, as I understand it.
Yeah, I think that's right. Played plenty of grade cricket in Brizzy too, I think.
Yeah, right.
I did hear, though, that there are quite a few guys that were injured as well, so he may have been one of those guys.
So is there a plan if one of your players does get injured and is ruled out for the remainder of the tournament? Can you replace him?
Yeah, if they're injured with a good reason, if they're injured, yes, you can replace them. So, as I said, Charlie Moncada's dad passed away, so we're not sure how many games Charlie's going to play. So, yeah, we were sort of busy looking through a few names of who was left in the player draft.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so hopefully for Charlie,
probably
and for
needs
us,
to get out and play sooner than later, probably.
Yeah, look, definitely, and it'd be a shame for him, I think, if he didn't get to play a few games. And I'd like to see how he goes as well. I was out at Stanthorpe. My son plays cricket as well. He was out there for a trial game, and I happened to go in the clubhouse and saw his name up on the honour board.
Oh.
He was Player of the Year a couple of times there at Stanthorpe, so he's been through the DDSWQ system as well, and apparently can bat. So I'd certainly like to see how he goes.
My apologies to Dan Anderson, Simon Blood. I think it's been Simon Blood out there batting the left-hander, and he's just been joined by Cameron Myers. Both tall lads.
Tell you what, there's some height around at the moment. I thought I was reasonably tall when I was playing, but some of these guys have got it on me. You're not playing still, are you, Harrison?
No, mate, I've played a total of 5 games last 2 seasons in reserve grade for uni. And enjoyed that level of involvement.
Yeah, smacked them around a bit.
Oh, well.
Sorry, mate, put you on the spot there.
I'm certainly not what you would call a reserve grade bully.
Jeffrey Philp was one of those.
No comment.
He's a horrible, horrible man.
Can't hit a long ball.
Last year in the just before the finals, he was playing for Diggers, and he went to hit a ball out of the park, hit it far too hard, and tore the tendon off the bone in his arm.
Oh, wow.
He was on about 30 at the time. He stayed around and got 70. And then a few weeks later, he had surgery.
Jesus. Yeah, he's hit some of the longest balls I've seen at any level.
He's taken some of the greatest catches that I've ever seen.
Speaking of Jeffrey, his son's bowling now. Bowls useful leg spin.
He does actually. He's a quicker leg spinner, which is handy. We've got some good variation there.
Oh, hello. What happened there? I think the bowler might have broken the stumps.
I think that's right, Harrison, yeah. No, that's all right.
10.47 and over needed. How many overs are we in? This is the 12th over.
They've been quite watchful here. I mean, I suppose it's only early in their innings, but when you need to go at nearly 11, there are a few loose ones there you think you'd have a bit of a crack at.
Yeah, look, definitely. I think particularly in T20, you can't give yourself too many balls to get in there before you start going. But you've got to try and get 2s and 3s, particularly at this stage. I think we identified after the Aztecs bowl that spin was going to be difficult to hit in the latter overs as well.
I think apparently it was in the first game too.
Yeah, look, we've got Hamal Shah, or Mally as he likes to be called, to come on and bowl, and he's a smart cricketer, Mally. Bowls with good control, bowls a good variation as well.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Hamal bowl. Looks like he might be getting a go here.
I think you're right there, Harrison. Did you play with him at uni?
I've played a lot with Mal. Many seasons.
He's a cracking fella.
He is a really nice guy. You'll struggle to find a nicer guy than Hamal.
We had a few training runs on Sunday, couple of Sundays leading in, and we had a practice game last Sunday. And he usually works night shift, so he actually arranged to get his shifts changed, so he could actually come to training and the warm up game, which was I thought was a great commitment from him.
Loves his cricket.
Oh, he certainly does. Particularly in these sorts of games, as I said, he's a thinker, and you need those in the latter parts of the game.
Yeah, he'll be useful for you, sort of mid to lower order, even up a bit higher too. He's a goer with the bat in T20.
Oh yeah, definitely. And as the leadership group, myself, Dino, and Glassy, we were toying with our batting lineup today, and just depending on fall of wickets where we were, we were able to move the batting order around. Unfortunately, Mally didn't get a.
Oh, that would have been another one. Miss stumping there.
Mally didn't get a bat today, but I'm sure he'll feature in games to come.
Just an update on the other game. The Hip Pocket Rockets, none for 85 after 11.4 overs, chasing 137 to win. Looking well on track.
Yeah, well and truly.
Jared Sipple, 41 off 38 balls, and Chris Gillum, 40 off 32 balls.
Yeah, young Jared Sipple can play, apparently.
Yes, I've heard that. Oh, handy. That could be four.
That is handy.
You should go and get Dino to come over. 3 there.
Mate, I might go and get Dean Spanner, and you can get a different view on the world from him if you like.
Absolutely.
Not being a fiery fast bowler.
Thanks for your time, Danny.
Thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure, and thanks to Power FM Radio and TV for what you guys do. This is fantastic.
It's our pleasure. We love the game. Like to see it get on, and this is a great concept.
Thanks, boys.
Oh, all rounds. Yeah. Thanks, mate. Cheers. Thanks for doing that.
No, that's all right. No worries. Thank you.
See you.
Yep.
Well, the task is getting harder and harder by the over.
Yeah, I've got 4 for 74 off 13. Needing 11.7 and over for the win. Simon Blood on 7 off 11 balls, and Cameron Myers 2 off 7 balls. Yeah, it's a bit of work to do here for the Aztecs.
So who's bowling now?
Connor Philp to continue.
All right.
Full toss only for 1.
So is T20 cricket, you reckon, only for fast strikers?
Not at this level. I think at first class level, yes. It's getting faster and harder. You know, if you don't go at 10 to 12 and over on a good deck, you get chased down pretty regularly, unless you've got an amazing bowling lineup at sort of BBL level and international level. But I think here defence and technique still really plays a part, particularly if you're playing on a deck that's a bit dicey, or up against a good bowling attack. There's certainly a role to play for one or two anchor innings.
Australia's never won a T20 tournament, not the men anyhow. The ladies have. What do you think is the reason for that, or would you know what a reason might be?
I think that's a nice shot. It's beautifully hit over extra cover for 4 by Simon Blood. Look, to answer your question, it's difficult to say. My personal thought is that that they've struggled with the occasion. I think they put a bit of pressure on themselves, and the other teams. T20 is one of those games you've just got to don't put too much pressure on yourself and go out there and play a bit freely.
Yeah.
Whereas I think we're a very serious cricketing nation.
I wonder if there's room down the track for a female version of this. The ladies' cricket is growing all the time. How healthy is it here, cricket, for the ladies?
At a senior level, it's almost non-existent, but at a junior level, very healthy.
Okay.
In recent times, the girls' hub cricket has been going from strength to strength. No shortage of numbers, so that bodes well for the future.
T20 cricket's sort of opened it up to people who would normally not go and see it or play it, some great cricket by the women last year, the BBL.
It's good to watch, and the Australian women's team, they're phenomenal.
That was it. The 2 semi-finals of the WBBL last year. They both had to get 6 or something off the last over.
There was that catch by the Heat girl on the boundary in the last over that was to win the game.
Yeah.
One to Cameron Myers there.
14.2 runs and over now.
To win. Well, short of something amazing.
Certainly rises very, very quickly.
Well, the Rockets. Oh, there's a run in the air. Oh, and put down. It's a drop catch. I think Sam Neill's out in the boundary there. He caught Brian, but he's dropped that one there. So Simon Blood gets a life.
So have we got an update from the other game?
Yeah, the Rockets are 1 for 102. So they've lost a wicket.
Have only got 30 odd to get.
Yep.
What, do you know how many overs?
They're in the 14th over there.
Oh, okay. Plenty of time.
Yeah. So Jared Sipple's out for 45 off 40 balls. Chris Gillam, 51 off 39, is not out. And Blake Anderson's just joined him at the crease.
So I'd reckon that game's pretty well decided.
Yeah, it looks like these two are heading towards a certain result, but T20 cricket, anything can happen.
They're just not getting those 2s and 3s and boundaries that they need.
Oh, I think this game in particular, they need some boundaries. They need 6s, ideally, but certainly they need a few to go over the rope for a 4. Yeah, so the Rockets look like they need about 34 off 6 overs, about a run a ball.
Which is nothing, isn't it, in this form?
Judging from what they've been doing for the first 14 overs, they should have no trouble with that. But there was a few quick wickets, and the Lions get down to their middle order. Could get a bit tight over there.
Here you go, 70 off 40 balls needed by the Aztecs.
Watterson back into the attack.
Again, just a single. Or a leg by, goodness me.
Yes, it's. I think the Lightning are doing a good job here. Just restricting the runs. There's not too many bad balls being bowled. That's a nice looking shot.
Score goes up to 87.
Cover drive out there to the boundary for 1.
4 for 87 at the moment. They want to hope it's not a bogey number for for the Aztecs.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, this game's just a bit meandering. I think one or both of the batters need to take it by the scruff of the neck and, hit out or get out.
Well, that's right. They've still got to try and get as good a run rate up, because that could determine the semi-finalists.
Yeah, true.
So,
if there's teams finishing on equal points on the ladder. Oh, nice catch from the keeper. Great catch. Caught behind off Watterson there. That was blood.
That's 87.
I think there might be 88.
Was it? Oh, that's the new bogey number then, 88.
So blood, 15 off 19 balls. Be caught by Jacob Gross.
The wicket keeper is, yes.
Smart catch to his left.
Did we get a replay of that, Barry? Okay.
Wasn't stemming in. Flashing outside off stump. Went pretty quickly to his left. He did well there. Nice soft hands. Matthew Guest joins Cameron Myers at the crease for the Aztecs.
So it looks like 2 of the 3 games the chasing team have won. So there's no real precedent, because this pitch here has had 1 of each.
Yeah, I just be interesting to see what the Aztecs end up with. It looks like around 130 might be par, and 155 might have been a bit over the odds.
Yeah, they'd be lucky to get 130, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they are 5 down. So if they lose any more wickets, they'll be into the tail enders. Oh, that's another 5 wides. That'll help.
Well, they're up in the 90s now. Hopefully they
should make it 95. And there's still 4 overs to go.
How many? 61? Oh, okay. was interesting, a few of the guests that we've had, and particularly getting the insight from for Dan, for the coach side of things.
Yeah, he was quite accomplished behind the microphone.
He was.
The Rockets, 1 for 111. After 15, so needing 26 to win. Off about just under 5 overs.
Yep, unless short of a miracle, I think. Obviously, the result is pretty much foregone conclusion.
Tangles to continue from the Taylor Street end. Ooh, streaky. Won't go. That'll be 3 to Guest. There's Myers. My apologies. He's now at the other end. Just keeping everybody on their toes. We'll toss him leg stump. Ooh, well fielded to keep it to 1.
They've got to start going for those, though, haven't they, really?
Absolutely. I mean, I'd be thinking a bit more aerial if I was at the crease. Not that I'm a noted 6-hitter, though, Jeff.
But even take the chance on that second run.
Nice shot. Nicely timed. Chipped over the infield straight between the bowlers. Should be 2. Between the fielders, I should say. Long off and long on.
So they've brought up their 100. Well, that's good. All helps with the run rate.
Speared in there to leg stump. Nice Yorker.
Well, they've actually got a wicket over at the other field.
Second wicket to the Lions. Nicely weighted there by Myers. Let that come on. Swept it to the square leg boundary for 1. Not good enough, though, in the current predicament. Swing and a miss. Another dot ball. Pretty good over there from Paul Tui Tangles. 2 for 13 off 4. What a return from the veteran.
So the score's 5 for 102 at the moment. In how many overs? 7 after the 17th over.
Looks like Tangle's getting an early shower. Bowled his 4 overs. Bowled his spell. Gets replaced by the 12th man to do the fielding for the rest of the day. Happy days. On the front shoe. Umpire Howard not interested. Bowler questioning. There might have been a missed leg by call there, Rusty. Ooh, could be another 5 wides here. No. Kinder to the bowler. 4 byes.
Well, an over worth of those might help.
They've done pretty well out of these sundries. Well, it takes them to 107. 49 to win. 2.4 overs to go. It's a bit more like it. Probably needed to see a bit more of that earlier.
Yeah. And they still hesitated, though, when they were running. Just got to go for it.
Yep. You've been given. That is out. Caught behind again. The Gross-Watterson combination combines for the second time in 2 wickets. That'll make the Aztecs' job even harder.
Yep. One ball that takes a wicket is one that can't have a run put against it. It's very profound, isn't it?
It's philosophical for a Sunday afternoon, Jeff.
Yes, I think I'll mark it at that.
Okay, now there's an update in the other game. The Rockets are 3 for 116.
Really? We've had a collapse.
They've lost 2 quick wickets. They still must have 20 runs to get.
Yeah, 21.
21 to get.
Of how many overs? 2 overs?
No, 3.4.
Oh, they should get that.
Still interesting over there.
Mm.
Getting a bit tense.
Bit of a fight back from the Lions.
The Roaring Lions.
As we said earlier, this broadcast on Power FM brought to you by Robertson Scannell Accountants. They're also financial advisors as well. So if you need that type of service, contact them. All their details are on our website.
Again, a nice looking shot there from Myers, but not what's required here.
Well, the match is winding down a bit. Big swing and a miss.
That was a slow ball, well bowled, but a wide. Still beating for pace.
Yeah, the art of the slower ball in the test matches seems to have gone out the window. I haven't seen that many of them.
I must admit, Jasprit Bumrah used it to great effect against Australia last summer.
He did. Yeah, he was a huge discovery on that tour, wasn't he?
Just a one again. It's a nicely placed field here, the Lightning. It's either bad placement from the batsman or well placed by the captain, Chris Glass. Probably a combination. But they are finding the field a lot here and only getting the singles. And when you need 2 a ball, singles aren't going to do the job.
No, not at all. Is that the score, 111? David Shepherd will be hopping up and down on one leg now. Former English umpire. What is it, Nelson? They call it in English cricket. It's their equivalent to 87.
There
you go. See?
111.
111. Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. It was always funny. David Shepherd and Dickie Bird, 2 great umpires. And David Shepherd always hop up and down on one leg when the score got to 111.
I remember that. Did he do it? Didn't he do it on 222 and 333 and 444 as well?
Could have.
So 45 to win here for the Aztecs off 2 overs.
Well, that's all right. Yeah,
that would be some
victory.
6
a ball, isn't it?
Some victory.
Still, they need to get as many as they possibly can to help with their run rate, and then who knows down the track. It's like that draw that the Broncos had with the Warriors. That got them into the semi-finals. So every little bit counts.
Chris Gillum not out in the other game, 62 off 49 balls. The Rockets are 3 for 121, chasing 137.
So that's
with 2.4 overs to go.
Yeah, 16 off 12. That well, 16 off 16.
There's another wicket over there.
Well, it's interesting then.
Oh, nice shot. Found the gap that time. Still only be 2. Was a guest.
So the other ground's bigger, you said, is that?
Yeah, bigger boundaries at Captain Cook 6.
Just wondering why it's 6 and 7. Where's 1? Is there a 1?
I think across the road is 1 and 2.
I remember playing cricket over there, actually, where the airport extension is
right.
now. And having the plane come in and dangling its Dunlops and nearly put a mark on my head.
Aim for it when you're batting.
Yes.
Brendan O'Leary steaming in and cleans up what looks to be middle stump.
That's one of the few times the bails have been dislodged from, other than being stumped. There was a stumping, wasn't there? Yeah.
Yes, I think Robbie Joseph went through Watterson with a Yorker, and Brendan O'Leary's done the same thing there to Matthew Guest. 6 down now, the Aztecs.
So Brandon Walker's come into bat, the wicket keeper. Seven for 113.
7 down.
Our electronic scoreboard's going really well too. Completely up to date.
We've got a great helper here.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's been a great day, as we've said on a number of occasions. Great weather, great conditions, good barbecue.
Cold drinks supplied by Western Districts Cricket Club, as well as the barbecue.
Yep. Is this their home ground, is it?
No. This is, not sure whose home ground this would be. I think it's just a generic ground. Highfields Railways play out at Highfields. Uni plays at the Uni. Diggers plays at Rockpool. Met East is Harristown Park. South is that ground, Middle Ridge Park. West is Harristown School.
Okay.
Is that all of them?
No, none of them play at Grammar?
No, because Grammar's normally playing.
Okay.
At least in January and February.
So
Maybe
the juniors,
March.
do they play on turf wickets as well, or they play on mats?
Some of them I do. Some juniors, like the older, higher grade ones.
When I was growing up, we had mats. And they were deadly. They were Koya mats, and the ball would just rise off a length. It's almost committing suicide.
Play and a miss, went straight through him. I think it was pretty close, judging from Brendan O'Leary's reaction to the stumps. One by. It's the end of the over.
Also, remember at school we had concrete pitches with synthetic grass on the top, and it'd start to wear out.
I think there's still a few of those around.
Yeah, it destroyed the ball too.
Okay, looks like Hutchison is going to take the last over.
Hey Barry, can you take a photo? Is that all right? Thanks. So a couple of overs left. Chance for the Aztecs.
1, I think.
1, is it?
This is the last over.
Chance for the Aztecs to boost that run rate.
I think they need 41.
Oh, well. A couple of wides that go for 5.
I think they need 6 sixes plus a 6 off a no ball.
Yeah. It just seems to be fielders everywhere the ball's hit, doesn't it?
Desperate dive from Brandon Walker there. Makes it home for 2.
So 5 balls to go. And 39 runs. Just a reminder, you can watch a replay of this match on Power TV Australia, powertvaustralia.com, on Monday night, 7 p.m. Sorry, Tuesday night. It was Monday at one stage, but it's Tuesday night. And then it'll be on demand after that, I'm thinking. Yeah. So powertvaustralia.com, that's where you can see a lot of homegrown sport. The Toowoomba Rugby League Grand Finals from a few years now. There's a bit of a library of their competition games, as there will be a library of these games as well eventually. The what? Oh, the juniors? Did you do those? Oh, okay. Anyhow, Power TV Australia has got all the local sport on demand, as well as the game we're broadcasting at the moment, which will be replayed at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. PowerTVAustralia.com. There you go, Barry. Okay. So down to the last few balls of the innings.
Let's pick the gap there with that aerial lofted shot for a couple there to Myers.
Just 35 needed off the final ball. Unless there's a pitch invasion and the match is abandoned, I think it's going to be a victory to the Lightning. Get their campaign off to a winning start. And the last ball down the pitch.
Full toss. And one off it. And that's it.
So the final score?
7 for 122.
7 for 122.
35 short. With it was Dan Anderson actually, not Cameron Myers, finishing 6 off 7 balls, and Brandon Walker finishing not out 2 off 2 balls. Main contributors, Brian May was 30 off 29 balls, and Troy Gursky 26 off 28 balls. And in the bowling, as I said before, Paul Tangles Tui, 2 for 13 off 4 overs was the main contributor. Aidan Watterson, 2 for 30 off 4 overs.
He'd have to be man of the match, wouldn't he?
He'd go very, very close. Yeah. Brendan O'Leary, 2 for 18 off 3 overs. And Chris Glass got a wicket as well, 1 for 2 off 1.
So there you go. That's round 1 of the Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL for 2019. Repeating those earlier results, the Valley Raptors defeated the George Banks Umbrellas by 6 wickets. And it was, how many runs was it here? 30? 33?
35.
35. What was it? 7 for 120, was it?
122, yeah.
Yeah. So a victory also to the Lightning over the Aztecs. And we're just waiting on the final score between the Lipke Lions and the Hip Pocket Rockets.
Which is, currently, the Rockets are 5 for 128, so needing another 9 with 1 over to go.
Well,
that's
interesting. Yeah. Pity we can't get someone over there to see how it's going, but anyhow. We'll stay on air, though, until we do get that result. That should only take a couple of minutes, so we might take in a couple of ads and then come back and see how that's gone.
Oz Hosting is proud to support Switched On IT in bringing practical help to Australian businesses. We're talking to literally hundreds of businesses every day about their IT services, how to make them more efficient, how to make their businesses more efficient, and how to protect their valuable data. If you'd like your IT services securely hosted right here in Australia and expertly managed, talk to Oz Hosting.
Crazy Kevin on the radio.
powerfmradio.com.au. Looking for exposure for your business or event? Take your business, community event, training seminar, sports fixture, function, concert or exhibition to the world with Power TV Australia and Power FM's unique live outside simulcasts. We can turn your next local event into a worldwide sensation with stunning live pictures, interviews, graphics and live action replays for a fraction of the usual cost. From a festival or sports fixtures to a corporate or charity event, Power TV Australia and Power FM can take your message live to our local and national viewers and listeners. Invite the world to your party by contacting Barry today on 0431 390 920 or email programming@powertvaustralia.com for a quote.
And welcome back to Power FM's coverage of the Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL for round 1, 2019. We're doing it for Robertson Scannell accountants. Now, as I said, the results from the earlier game, a 6-wicket victory to the Valley Raptors over the George Banks Umbrellas. It was also, what was it, 33 runs, a victory for the Lightning over the Aztecs. And right up to date, we're down to the last couple of balls in the other match, and it's very, very close.
The Rockets, 6 for 132, chasing 137 for the win, with 2 balls to play.
Wow. Bet there's some field settings being thought about there at the moment.
Bowler would be feeling the heat. Batters under pressure. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, yeah. And that's that's going to cap off a great first round for the competition. Of course, we'll have a wrap up of it tomorrow morning in the morning drive with myself and Fiona. So we'll be able to let everyone know what's happening as far as the scores are concerned and who scored what and who took what.
I think there's 1 ball to play over there, and they need 5.
Oh, gee.
It could be a tie.
Yeah, well, it could be. That's right. They do super overs, don't they? Yeah. 'Cause
they do super overs this one,
Yeah,
Rusty?
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I heard the scorers, Russell was talking about it earlier on with the other scorers. Should have someone parachute down onto the field as part of the activities.
Super over. Now, that would be the best way to kick off this new competition.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that wraps up a fabulous day of 2020 cricket for the Murdoch Lawyers DDBBL 2019 Round 1. And the results, the George Banks Umbrellas took on the Valley Raptors, and the Raptors won by 6 wickets. The Livewired Lightning, the match you've just seen, managed to hold out the Aidacare Aztecs by 33 runs. And in an absolute thriller, it was a 6-wicket victory for the Hip Pocket Rockets over the Liebke lines on the very last ball of the 20 overs. Until next time, enjoy the 2020 cricket on powertvaustralia.com.